breath of fresh air tonight.
Man, I say it all the time. This is my favorite selfish thing that I get to do with my week.
Mm-hmm.
I go to jiu-jitsu, I see my buddies, but like this is my selfish time. Like I didn't work today. I had other stuff going on, and Chloe even texted me. She's like, "You guys doing the podcast tonight?" I said, "Yep." And then Colton showed up before I even made it home, and I was like, "Hey, guys are there. I'll be there shortly." But like, she allows me to do it selfishly, but selfishly, I get to come down here and hang out for 3 hours at this point with a guy that I really like, but I don't know him super well.
That was what was cool about it.
And that's my favorite part about all of it is I just get to hang out with people. Like you guys are my buddies. I know you so well, but I get to hang out with people and I have a new appreciation for everybody's life just because you get to hear it.
Yeah.
I would have never guessed he went through half the stuff he went through.
Yep. Here's what I liked about it, and similar to last week. Well, no, not similar to last week. Well, yes, similar to last week in a certain regard. So before the last couple of weeks, we've had cancer survivors. We've had a dude with a horrific childhood. A lot of stories of like perseverance and overcoming and this and that. Kind of comeback stories. And Drew's episode wasn't really that. Like it was, his story was all about his faith. Like, and I loved that. That was awesome. I enjoyed talking to Matt tonight because he didn't have a big,
Grandiose.
big, powerful, grandiose message that he was here to like, or some big, battle of, cancer battle or whatever. It was light. And that was a dude that just wanted to come on and talk about jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, he loves it so much.
It's awesome. I enjoyed the shit out of just getting to sit around with a dude that is now a buddy and talk about jiu-jitsu for 3 hours.
Yeah. And I really think, like, as much as he talks, and he touched on it at the very end, I mean, hell, he got mad at me for not asking the why question.
Yeah.
I was like, buddy, I tried twice, and you just weren't picking it up.
He
but
wanted to do it. He studied for this thing.
100%
I loved it.
But it means so much to him that he can sit there and he can just talk about it and absolutely loves it. Just nuts and bolts, all of it. He can talk at a 30,000 foot view, or he can like get in the weeds with it. That's really cool because there's not a whole lot of I guess there's some hobbies, not a whole lot of hobbies that people just get so bought into that it's really helped him. I mean, he said like his PTSD is fixed, almost fixed whenever he gets to train jiu-jitsu.
I enjoyed the lighthearted nature of the conversation and just getting to bullshit jiu-jitsu for a few hours.
Yeah. Also, he can just talk to anybody about anything. Like when you hear his story about his life and all that he's been through, he's lived like 7 versions of life.
It's all worth listening to.
Very worth listening to.
I enjoyed the jiu-jitsu part especially because he's a wealth of knowledge. And, I mean, he does good about talking about concepts and how he understands jiu-jitsu and how he likes to teach. And, I mean, I think I only rolled with him. I've probably rolled with him twice. But I learned because he swept me over and over and over. And it was literally every time I would do something and he'd be like, hey, see that empty mat space over there? I was like, are we going that way? Sure are. Over his head I went, just over and over until I understood, like, you've got to, pay attention to where you're putting this arm. Don't put your knee there. Like, he teaches, and he's so kind about it, and he's so nice about it. And he's like, all right, now what do you want to do? Like, he loves it, and he just wants, like he said, he just wants everybody to be better. And he makes jiu-jitsu fun.
Yeah.
Like he's one of the guys that, just wants to see everybody win. And
also the way he handles, he's like, yeah, I just let a white belt, just put me in a gnarly ankle lock. And he took it as far as I let him take it, and he let go when I said it hurt, and I didn't tap fast enough. That's a big thing to be doing jiu-jitsu for 10 years and be like, yeah, I let a white belt rip my ankle because I did it, not because he did anything wrong. Matt's a super cool guy.
I enjoyed it.
I 100%, when people come in from the gym, I go from being a little judgmental because that's how I am to like dang, they're so cool. Maybe this is my check and everybody else's check. In your normal life, there are really damn cool people that you just walk past every single day and even interact with, that if you take a 30-minute lunch, buy somebody lunch and just let them tell you. Don't talk. What is it Colton says? Two ears and one mouth. Yeah. A 30-minute of 2 ears, 1 mouth once a month to somebody that's in your periphery. See how cool they could be.
I want him to come back when we get our blue belts.
I want him to come back after
When you get your blue belt,
We'll get him at the same time. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
at the rate he's showing up to class.
life's been life.
All right, well, here's Matt. Download that app.
No.
It's a bitch
I
to set up.
downloaded Smooth Comp earlier, though.
Smooth Comp's on.
It's getting serious.
People hide their data on there, like hide their profiles.
I have no clue what that is.
It's like what all the competitions are listed on it.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's not like the majority of competitions that are like local AGF, a lot of the local tournaments and stuff. They'll use Smooth Comp to kind of set up their brackets.
Pre-fill their brackets.
Yeah, they even have it's even got some AI deal in there where they can put everybody. So for the last one I went and did in Kansas City at the Harris Casino, they had mentioned that they put everybody's name and age and weight in there, and then the app itself made the brackets to try to put it as even as possible for who went against who.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for you though. You'll probably get a stripe at that.
I mean, here we fucking go. We haven't even got
I
started.
told you, bro. I've listened to all of them. I'm ready to talk about progression for 2 hours.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting conversation. Like I'm always down for the conversation, but I feel like I've got like through having this conversation and having like just the way we've discussed it. Now I feel like I have a fucking label sort of attached to me. This is like being the stripe guy, and that's not the case.
I don't think that's the case.
I fucking hope not.
Hey, if you fidget with your hands, there's fidget spinners here.
Oh yeah, let me see.
Those are the lamest fidget spinners ever.
This is probably my favorite one.
This one's just confusing. You know, this reminds me of those. What were those? You're close to my age.
Yeah.
Pogs.
That ball thing that like it was a ball that had a ring around it, and you stood on it, and you could hop on the ball. You had to squeeze the ball between your feet.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember what it's called though, but it's the same time frame as the whip it, the thing you put around
On your ankle and jumped over it.
Yeah,
I remember that.
whip it. Never mind. It's not the same thing as
You remember
whip.
the pogo ball thing?
Uh-huh.
Do you?
Like a moon ball or something.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called. This one just frustrates me. What do you even fucking do with this?
I don't know.
You spin it.
Probably exactly that.
Well, that's not satisfying
Not doing anything.
at all.
Okay.
Oh, that might be what you do. You just probably just spin it on the table. I like the ones that are super annoying. They're the big metal disc that you spin, and they take forever to stop spinning, and they just get louder and louder and louder as they go down.
So that's my thing with him. He's always doing something. So like most of the time, it's been like he'll take a cord and just roll it up in his hands. I'm like, fuck, we've broken a couple cords that way. So
He's broken 0.
2 cords.
That's all good. What other rules? I mean, that's a pretty easy one.
Oh fuck. I think that's really it. What else you got? I don't know.
I don't have anything.
Yeah, they're pretty laid back. They're pretty easy going. The only thing that's really off limits for Colton is to talk about his dating life.
Okay,
Yeah, we don't have to do that.
He doesn't like that a whole lot. I don't know why.
it's all good.
I don't need to give anybody any more ammunition.
I mean, I don't care if you date 1 girl, 2 girls, no girls, 2 dudes. I don't care.
He's more of a 2 dudes kind of guy.
3 if I'm feeling spunky.
Yeah, whatever.
What's his new look? Nothing's matchy today. It's just, I mean,
He kind of has a working man look
Yeah,
about him
he
today,
does.
sort of. Like,
I thought he came straight from work. Or like
Fuck
work on a farm
no.
or something.
No, I'm off until Friday.
But
I thought you looked nicer.
I don't know how you're gonna like this other schedule.
It's
I don't think you're going to like the job.
it's a 2 on 3 off, 3 on 2 off.
Yeah,
kind of
it's
deal.
it's the Pittman
Panama
rotation.
schedule.
Yeah.
Don't
Hate
like
'em.
it?
Hell no.
I loved it.
No.
Back in the patrolling days.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
So when I was on the road, we did 3 on 3 off, 3 on 3 off. So you worked like it felt like for 7 weeks to get one full Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which I think it was every like 4 weeks, 5 weeks you got a Saturday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But you just felt like you were always chasing it. Nothing was lining up. And then my last month on the road, they switched over to the Pittman, the 2 on 3 off, 3 on 2 off, that deal. So you get every other week. And I'm like, damn, I might have stayed around if it was for that.
So the problem I have with the Panama schedule is because I'm a manager and I have to manage my guys and schedules and things. So at the dispensary, there's only one guard on at a time, right? Well, I've got 105 hours in a week that we have to guard, 15-hour days. I got 3 people. Instead of doing the Panama schedule and giving them all like 2 days, 3 days, whatever, on those days off, they don't want to come in and cover. Like, you've already worked 30 hours. Nobody wants to come in on your day off. So now we came up with what we call a Liberty schedule. So it's 2 full days at 15-hour days. And then everybody splits a third day at 5 hours. And you're done for the week. So like you would work Monday, Tuesday. All 3 of us would split Wednesday. I'd work the second part of Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. He'd work the third part of Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. And then we just rotate the split day throughout the week.
So you work 2.5 days a week.
2 1/3 of a day a week is what I let my guys do
Yeah, because then they're still getting 70 hours.
every 2 weeks. Yeah. And at the time we just recently ended this, but as long as you showed up for your shift and you did all 3 days, we would give you up to 5 hours to get you to 40. Just
Yeah,
here
just
here
there.
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it because it's that hard to find people?
It's just, yeah. I mean, I'm sure retention and security is like retention and police force,
Fuck yeah.
you know, and it's probably worse than police because you guys have to deal with the public on a much different level than we do.
And there's laws and shit we have to follow.
There's a lot of laws that we have to follow too. And like a big thing that I do is make sure that they know they're not cops. Like, hey, we're not cops. You know, I'm here to make sure that the people, the place, and the product are safe. After that, I don't really care what you do. Like, if you get upset with somebody at the counter, like, I'm there to make sure they're safe. It's their job to make the sale and all that stuff. And if they can't, they got their own manager and their own employees that they should be able to de-escalate and say, hey, I know you wanted this bottle of water, but we have that bottle of water.
Yeah.
And if they can't do that, then that's their bad on how they make sales. Until they say, hey, sorry, Colton, you got to go, then it's not my job. Once they say it's time for him to go, then, hey, now I get to come do my job. And at that point, I meet force to force. And as long, you could be yelling all you want, and I don't care. As long as you don't put hands on people, you could tell me I'm not leaving, and I don't care. I'll just call the police, let y'all do your job. I keep it super simple.
You guys pay pretty well?
It's real comparative. So when you get into like executive protection, you get really good pay.
Yeah.
Which, you guys might want to look into, after post-career and things like that. Regular security, armed security, we pay about average. I mean, so you get some good people that, the 80-20 rule, but it's pretty decent pay. In Kansas City, St. Louis area, you'll make $22, $21, $20, something. I don't know. I actually don't have anything to do with the pay.
Yeah.
And it's because I have so many different areas that I'm over on the contracts are all different. So I don't need Joe Blow from Southwest Missouri finding out that they make, whatever they make, and somebody up in a big city makes this. And, well, how come I make this? I don't know. Talk to the recruiter.
Yeah.
Are you guys a contract company for the dispensaries or?
Yeah, so we're third-party contract.
Right.
And a lot of what we do is in the dispensary, but we also offer executive protection. We also do private events, things like that.
Security in general in the dispensaries will pick you up.
Yeah.
I think we're getting down on the weeds, and we should probably start with an actual intro.
Sorry.
Because I'm down. Like I could.
I don't mind covering all that again.
Yeah,
it's
that's fine.
easy.
Okay.
Fire away. You've known him a little longer.
I don't know.
Not really. I met
Oh,
all
really?
you guys at the same time.
Oh, I figured
Yeah.
since he started several years ago. And
No, he was over doing
little
Mac Club
sabbatical.
stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
I'd
Gotcha.
see him like on Saturdays if we did open mats when we were like rotating between places.
yeah.
It was Miami, Seneca, or Commerce, wherever that one, but like the Oklahoma one, Seneca, us, and Mac Club, and we would just kind of rotate.
Pittsburgh.
Right there. Pittsburgh, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I mean, I saw him a couple times.
Seneca
there.
wasn't even a thing, I don't think. Or maybe they were, but very small, I think.
Yeah.
So I don't really know him that well either, but I set this deal up. I mean,
So we
Matt
got
Jackson.
Matt 1 and Matt 2.
First
What's
off.
up? Yeah, I'm excited to be
a
here.
regular drop in, from another gym across town. We train at A-Force, which is in Webb City,
I
Missouri.
would say that we're all family at this point.
Oh, yeah.
How
Yeah.
regularly we cross train now.
Yeah, and you're in our gym, I would say a couple times a month on average.
Oh, I'm there at a
There
minimum
every weekend.
about 8 times a month.
For open mats.
Saturday and Sunday, every Saturday and Sunday. And then if I've got something coming up in the gi, I'll skip our no gi classes and go train in the gi and just train gi real heavy. So that'll be like Tuesdays and Thursdays.
So that's why we normally see you on Tuesdays and
Yeah.
Tuesdays when we're there.
Yeah.
So
I'm a huge gi fan.
as a someone from another gym that you show up at our gym pretty frequently, I've got to train with you a few times, and being a new dude, I see a brown belt on you and I'm like, oh God, I don't want to go deal with this. But it always turns into you teach. And
Yeah.
so I took a liking to you as far as that goes. Like, you obviously could just grind my face in the mat and make fun of me the whole time, but
That is a thing.
you don't do that. You choose not to do it, and you take the opportunity to work with somebody that you can tell is trying to learn. I appreciate it. Took a liking to you as a teacher, and you expressed interest in coming on and visiting with us, and thought it was a good opportunity to everybody get to know each other a little bit better.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I enjoy the teaching aspect of it. And anytime I get to roll with a new person, I try to take into account that, how new are you? How long have you been rolling? And then I'll start off super just relaxed and see what kind of energy I get. And then, and try to give that back in a helpful way.
Yeah, you're good at that.
Yeah, I'd say you're one of the best people at tempering your roll.
Yeah.
As big as I am, I always try to like figure out how to temper that, and I always try to like look at how our rolls go to be like, this is how I should probably temper my roll. You and Big Mike, like, really are the guys I try to kind of model after, like, how would I temper a roll?
I don't think I've ever seen Big Mike like just really get after it.
No. I mean, if him and Prank are getting after it, they'll go a little harder, but
I don't think I've ever seen it. I'd love to see it because I look at him and how nice he is and how just like how much control he can have. And I'm like, man, I just want to see you get angry just one time on the mats. Just want to see you just smash somebody.
I don't know if I've ever seen him get angry, but I've seen him get, God, he's just so heavy, even when he's not trying.
No, yeah.
He just doesn't have that demeanor.
No, not at all. All right, so tell us about you. Where'd you grow up?
Born and raised in Clarksdale, Mississippi. So down in the Delta. I was there till I was about 12 or 13, I think. And then grew up in Kilgore, Texas, and then became an adult here in Joplin, Missouri.
What took you around from Mississippi to Texas?
So we were just family. We just moved, needed something different. I don't know if you've ever been down there in the Delta.
No.
But it is just a lot of nothing where I was. And it wasn't the environment that I needed to be in.
So your folks made the decision to get you out of there for you?
Yeah, for our whole family.
Really?
Yeah. It was me, my sister, mom, and dad
Gotcha.
got out of there. Moved to Texas. That was the first time at 13. It was the first time I saw like a mixed couple like in the open. I was like, holy shit, that's kind of cool. Like, and it was just a completely different, world, and loved it. Loved it.
Where at in Texas?
Kilgore, Texas.
Where's
like
that?
East Texas, Longview, Kilgore, Tyler area. It's like 2 hours from Dallas. Yeah. So I love that. I mean, that's where I spent all my hoodlum years, teenager and like growing up like that. Yeah.
So being from the Delta in Texas, you don't mind the heat?
No, I love the heat. I heard you guys talking about like don't like the heat.
No.
I'm so tired of it.
Dude, I roll everywhere with my windows down, sunroof open. Love it. Love it.
This bullshit that we got going on right now, you're running around with your windows down.
Yeah, favorite. I mean, Trick tell you when he pulled up, I had my windows rolled down when I just sitting out in the car.
That's no.
No, not for me either. I mean, that's why I keep
It's
it
miserable.
cool in the house, so it'll be like 65, 66 degrees down here, and I can wear a hoodie because I hate the hot.
Same thing you guys said on Drew's. Like, I hope all you guys are like the heater out there working in it. I love it, bro. I say the exact same thing when cold work comes around. As soon as it hits like below 40 degrees, I hope everybody that's talking about winter, I hope y'all are getting out and enjoying it. Because I hate it.
I will get out. I will shovel.
I will get out.
Other
and
until it snows. Once it snows, I'm like, all right, this is cool.
Yeah.
I will. Here's the thing, though. There's no logic in this. Because you can put on the right clothes for when it's 30 degrees and go outside and I could go outside when it's 30 degrees with the right clothes on and go sit in a lawn chair and be happy
I'm a water bug, man.
with the right clothes.
No, yeah, I want to take them off. I don't like feeling all bundled up and
There's
bulked
only
up.
an appropriate level of clothes that I can take off in public.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you get put on a list and the cops get called. It's a weird deal.
Can't go to schools anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, no, man. You can get good clothes. You don't have to be all super bundled up, and you can be super comfortable when it's cold outside.
I like, as far as like getting cold, I like fall when I can put on a
Hell
hoodie.
yeah. Oh, dressing
Yeah.
just like this right here is my
Yeah,
absolute
like
favorite.
that time when it's that cold appropriate, with hoodie and jeans, like that's all right. But I definitely prefer summer. I want to be out in the water. I want to be out in nature. I want to be out in the creeks. I know you guys like hunting, all the hunting stuff around. So I went deer hunting for the first time last year, bow hunting, and it was during rifle season. And because I got a bow for being a veteran, there was this thing somebody was giving a bow away to a veteran, so they hooked me up. It was pretty cool. Took it out hunting. Got out there at like 5 o'clock in the morning or something like that. Got all snuggled in and was like, man, this shit is for the birds. And then that's when I realized that, like, all the people that complain about bow hunting when it's, hot out, like, that's because it's not for you. That's for me. Like,
Yes.
I'll go sit out there with the bugs and, and in the heat.
Yeah.
Did you kill a deer?
I did not.
Do you want to?
It was my first time, yeah.
Do you want to kill a deer?
I would love to. I would, so my dad's a real avid hunter when he was, his whole life. And I'd love to kill a deer before I can't have that experience with my dad. And the first time bow hunting last year, just got out there. I only had a few days where I went out and just like got the experience. And just like everything else in life, you got to start somewhere. So it was cool.
So do you want to go with your dad to kill that deer, or you just want to be able to go get one killed and then call him and sit down and talk to him about it, or just?
I mean, in an ideal situation, I'd be sitting with my dad somewhere. But whatever.
Is family close to here now, or are they still down in the Delta?
No, my mom and dad are here.
Okay.
They're in Joplin.
All right.
What do we got to do to make that happen?
Yeah, I say we can make that happen.
We can get you a deer shot this year with a bow.
That'd be cool.
100%.
100% can make it happen probably in the first week of the season if you want to do it.
Oh, it'll be balls hot. Like,
Yeah, and it'll be hot and
Yeah,
fucking
it'll be
miserable
everything.
more
So my
than
dad
anything.
is not like that. He's more like you guys. He wants
Yeah.
it nice and cold and crisp. Hey.
no, those are my freaking worst. I always go hunt, but they're like my least favorite times to hunt is whenever it is so hot. Like I have a leaf suit, and I'll throw on a pair of underwear and then just leaf suit. And I'm hoping that the breeze blows through it because I hate how hot it gets. Be up there just dripping sweat, putting tick spray on.
Yeah.
September sucks.
But I've killed most of my deer in the last several years in September.
I've killed a lot of deer in September since I've started bow hunting.
Yeah. Shot a lot of dove. Love dove hunting.
Love dove hunting.
But never killed a deer. But I've had one run in front of me getting chased by a German Shepherd. And that's the only time I've seen one.
That was last year?
No, this was ages ago when I was a kid. Yeah.
So, Dad hunted down in the Delta, or did he hunt out in East
Oh,
Texas?
yeah. No. He hunted, his whole life. A lot in the Delta. He hasn't, since we moved here I think they got here in 12, hasn't really done much hunting. So I know that's something he'd be interested in though.
Cool. So came and did most of your adult life here in Joplin. How old were you when you signed up for the military?
I was 17. I joined the National Guard when I was 17. I went to boot camp in between my junior and senior year. So while everybody else was having fun in summer, I was at Fort Benning on Sand Hill doing infantry stuff. And came back and was a senior, and you couldn't tell me shit. And then finished my senior year and went back for AIT.
Sweet. So is that what you did, just Army grunt or what?
Yeah, I was infantry. I was 11 Mike, so I was a Bradley operator. And that's my drill location was like 3 minutes from my house. Like when we did PT on the weekends, like we would run by my house. And that was in 2002 is when I joined. So just after 9/11 and stuff like that, right? So joined up 2002, got out in 2007. So I went to, obviously a big gap in between there, but I got out of high school, was just hanging out doing teenage stuff, and got the call, hey, we're going to Baghdad. And I was 20, I was 19. I turned 20 right before like we deployed, but that was to go to Fort Hood for a while. So we were there for a while from like August till, like November or something like that. And then we went to Fort Polk for a little bit.
4 or 5 month
Polk
workups.
sucks.
Yeah.
And then, got over in Baghdad in like December-ish. End of December, and was there till pretty much the end of December or like beginning of December in 05.
So 04 to 05?
No.
Oh.
We left in 05. I got called up in 04, spent all of 05 there, and then came home at the end of 05. Yeah. And that was a crazy time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I came back, and we can get into 05, but I came back shortly after that big dog and pony show, and was like, I smoke weed, let me out. I didn't come out and say it that way, but I made it very apparent, like drills and stuff like that. And it didn't take long.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I got out. It was other than honorable originally, and then after 6 months, it was honorable. I was just done, bro.
Yeah.
I was done. Baghdad
Super
was
active
long.
deployment.
No, and that was kind of like, so I have a PTSD rating, I have a military rating, but never fired my gun, pulled it once, was shot at numerous times. Only one time was like me to you sitting next to a buddy, and we had a crack going between us. And I don't know if you guys been fired at, but pretty closely, like you hear it crack by, right? It's not just the sim, sim, sims. And so like we both heard it crack in between us. The only way I know, like, and so I only had one close shot, but was never really in any danger, I would say, as far as like outside of being in a war zone. I had more wars with like kids with slingshots and rocks than I did with like regular people.
So were you driving a Bradley?
No. So getting into like how I got to security, while I was there, one second, let me get some water.
Yeah.
So when I deployed, there was with the 311, they just put a whole bunch of Texas units together. And so we ended up doing security at Camp Slayer. So if you pull up Baghdad, it's like the southwest corner of it or something like that. I don't know. Every now and then I'll pull it up and just look and reminisce or whatever. But we were at Camp Slayer, and we would do security all around the perimeter on one side of it. Or right across the street was Victory or Liberty. I get them confused. But so that's what we did. We sat in towers for 12 hours a day for, pretty much a year. But we had days off, right? Like a lot of people didn't have days off. We had days off. We had a old barracks that we were staying in. We had some tech dudes that had internet hooked up for us. It wasn't anything super fast, but like it was internet, and we had to pay for that. But I had a PlayStation 2 over there. I had an Xbox. We had like a little TV that like was like my own little personal space, like from here to the wall, walled off with blankets and stuff. So, I mean, all things considered, it wasn't terrible, but it was definitely life-changing for sure.
Yeah.
In what sense?
So when you're deployed, it's hard to describe, but for me personally, it was like I was stuck in time and everybody else life was moving forward and I was stuck in 2005, right? Like everybody's experience in 2005, but mine is just stuck in one place. I can't go anywhere. I can't do anything. I don't have any friends other than like the people you're with, and like you create, lifelong bonding, but they weren't from my unit. So like once that year was over, like that's kind of it. And that was never something that like you kind of forgot. So all my friends and family are at home. I had a cell phone, or we had phones there at the internet cafe where you could legit go and get like legit internet and do your AOL and IQC or whatever it was back in the day. Facebook wasn't around, but you're getting messages, you're on the phone with them, and everybody's doing their thing, living day to day. And like, what are you doing? I'm at the internet cafe today. I'm working out today. I'm on tower duty today, or it's my day off. So I came up to the internet cafe. There was nothing to do, right?
Yeah.
So,
So they're out like marrying people, having babies, just living a normal life.
Not my friends. My friends were getting in hood rat shit.
But life
yeah,
is going on here, and you're just kind of in a time warp.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was very unique experience. And like I said, I never saw combat or anything to where it was, like I listened to Matt Hayes, his cast. And I just didn't have that experience. I mean, we were there in similar times, similar areas, but he's going out on the trips, going on the roads, QRF and stuff like that. I'm dealing with Iraqi people that are walking by that are looking up, and I'm like, I know you shot at me last night. Like just the way they're looking at us and like smirking at us and things like that. It's like, I know it was you, but you can't do anything. Like I said, my biggest thing there was we had kids from the neighborhood that would show up every single day, and that was our fun. Like you build a relationship with these kids, and like I said, some of the stuff we did is it's not out of bounds to talk about. I don't care, but it wasn't great. It wasn't fun. I mean, we're 20 feet up in the tower. For my fun, sometimes I'd shake up a 6-pack of Dr. Pepper, and it's 120-degree heat. And I'd hang it on a nail on the outside of the tower and be like, you guys want one, you got to knock it down with rocks. So they're hitting it, hoping it shakes off. And I'm just hoping it just fucking blows up. Or we tie 550 cord to the pull tab, shake it up super hard and lower it down just to where they had to jump up and grab it, go all over. I can fight for like, we'd get, pizza day or something like that. And I'd be like, you guys want pizza? Cool. I want you and you. Let's go. Get it on. I mean, they'd wrestle. And, I say quote unquote fight, but they'd wrestle and stuff. And whoever's the winner, you get a slice of pizza.
Kind of like backyard kid fun.
Yeah.
Not like promoting like real violence amongst them or whatever.
No, not real violence amongst them, but we would get into real violence with each other. Like we would have rock wars. I'd have the wrist strapped slingshots, and those were gold, man. Those were worth their weight in gold. So the kids would go to the bazaar and they'd buy marbles, buy the 2-liter jar, and you'd pay $2 for a 2-liter jar full of marbles.
Holy smokes.
And they'd go back behind barricades and they'd gather up rocks. And we'd have all out wars. Like I had glasses, I had my nose hit, busted up my glasses, chipped my face. I'd send kids to somewhere else when they would they'd turn around, and I nailed kids in the back of the head with marbles, and I'm a full extension, man. Bow. Yeah. And they would, after it was all done, they'd go pick up all the marbles and try to fill up a 2-liter jar to sell it back to you.
Good grief.
Yeah.
I don't know what we expect whenever you take a 19-year-old kid and put him over in a sandbox. You're like, you're going to be here for a year. Figure it out.
Yeah. That's the same thing, you know, like I have the debate or conversation with people talking about law enforcement, you know. It's like we've all gone through it. You know, you give a 21-year-old boy a badge and a gun and some authority, there's going to be growing pains.
Yeah.
And, you know, the same thing with the military. You get over there and you're 19, 20 years old. And, you know, if you're not in some kinetic deployment where you're just busy all the time, you know, you're going to find things to occupy yourself.
Yeah.
You have a fight club over some Dr. Pepper, you know?
Dude, they had these like crazy wasps that would like, they'd eat meat. So we'd get these slices of ham, and the kids wouldn't get ham. Get into that in a second. But you'd lay out a slice of this ham on the rock at the tower, and these giant wasps would come down, and they would take their pincers and cut a circular piece out and fly off with it. Crazy. I mean, they wouldn't. I've never saw anyone get stung or bit, but they would haul this meat off. Another fun thing we do, you know, kids would be starving, you know, I want some food. Okay. Let's load up a ham sandwich and send it down to him. What is this? It's cow. You're good. And get about halfway through it. Yeah. How you like that pig, motherfucker? Like, again, 20-year-old over there going insane. I'm going to entertain myself somehow.
Yeah.
What was the reaction like whenever you'd...
Oh, they'd get pissed off, you know, obviously. But, you know, they'd be back the next day. They'd be there, you know, hours later.
I mean, they don't really have anything
Wanting
else
some
to do,
more?
right?
Yeah.
Wanting another sandwich.
So-
You ever had bacon, kid?
Bro, they'd come find me. Like, it didn't, so we would change towers. So, you know, it wouldn't just be consistent. And around the whole edge of the base here, they'd go from this tower to this tower, and they'd ask, like, hey, where's Jackson? Where's Jackson? And they tell him, oh, he's over in Tower 7. And, you know,
They knew
I'd
what
get radioed. Yeah, hey, the kids are on their way. And you see them coming across the village. Yeah.
Was it just like a little friendly rivalry, like kind of fun?
Oh, I mean, the rock wars weren't all the time, but I mean, they did happen, and they were fun for both sides. I mean, if they hit you with a rock, they'd laugh their ass off. But they just come over and just hang out. I mean, I had God, I can't remember his name, and I've got a hard drive from back in the day where I used to take a bunch of videos and stuff. One of the kids climbed up to the top of the tower, just chilling with us, sitting on the top, and he's like, hey, Jackson, call your sister. Jackson. I was like, what's up, man? So, call your sister. I was like, well, you want to talk to my sister? Tell a guy, big dick like donkey for her. So I recorded a video. He did a whole song for her. Like, and it was just memories like that. Mm-hmm. But like that whole time, again, it was like standing still while everybody else is moving along in life. Yeah. So I came back. I was done with the military. Man, they had us going out. At one point, they wanted us to go outside the wire and like clean up, like around the base of the tower, because the next unit was coming in to relieve us, like in a few months or something like that. It's like August, September, or something like that. And I was like, "Fuck all that! Like, I'm not trying to do that." Like, and then you know, they come in and they're taking the new guy around, the new brigade commander, whatever he was. But they're taking him around to all the towers to show him. I was like, this dog and pony show shit, man. I'm over here like trying to survive, and you want us to go outside the wire and clean up? No, I'm sick that day.
Yeah.
And so I came back and I was just like, I'm done, man. I'm done. I had it. I would never trade it for anything. If I went back in time, I'd do it all again. It helped make me who I am. I wouldn't rejoin. I'm not going to do that. But I would also never encourage someone to not do it if that's what they want to do. But I came back and was like, it's not for me no more. And then it was such a bad taste in my mouth that I waited so I got done in 2007 when I got this job in 2021. 2021, yeah, is when I finally went and did my VA stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. So like 14 years, something like that.
Yeah.
took me to go be like, hey, give me my free money. Because I was just like, I don't want anything to do with the government. Leave me alone. I'll leave you alone. Yeah.
What did the PTSD rating come from? Just
So
dealing
it
with
came
in general?
from. So I'll get into the specifics. So in Tower 9, there was a house literally a stone's throw. Like you could hit it with a rock, hit it with many marbles. But they had it was a cool little family there. Like they had a wedding at one point, did a big parade. They brought out AKs, all the men, they shot up in the air in front of us. Super cool family. Didn't speak much English at all, obviously. But she had like 5 or 6 like little kids. And one of them was like tiny baby. She was making some big vat of tea at some point, and it got knocked over and burned like an extreme amount of this baby. And as far as my memory goes that she came out just wailing, holding it in her arms, like just limp, and called in a medevac for a helicopter came. And that's the last thing that I remember of that baby or that family, like vividly for her. So talked to the therapist, because I don't know if the baby lived or died. Couldn't tell you. And I was there for months later. And so I talked to the therapist. The therapist was like, probably, if you can't remember, there's probably a reason. And like, you don't need to go there. And so
the mind is an interesting thing, the way it's able to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, I got like a little coin for Hero of the Week award. They did some like dog and pony show where they brought people from different parts of this, the biop, and everybody got their own award for whatever it was. And like, so that's one thing. Another big one was I saw a young boy get taken advantage of, and there was nothing that I could do about it. Like I called it in. I was like, hey, this is what I'm looking at. Like I've got eyes on this guy and he's in sight. Well, you can't do anything.
Because that's their culture.
Well, what's he doing to me? Right. What's he doing to us as the Army? And like, I just had to sit there. They're like, just keep watching. Cause he was in range, like within a dangerous range. Just keep eyes on. And that was that. I don't do like the kid stuff, man. And so,
so
from what I understand, you don't either. So,
that would get somebody ended in the United States.
Yeah. Well, so we had long conversations with the boys. They don't look at the homosexuality the same way that America does in general. So they would say that, the guys are for fun and the girls are for babies. Right. So like some of the older teenagers, I'd be like, bro, like, why are you like, you're gay? And he's like, no, I'm not gay. Like, this is just my really good friend. But like, I'll find a girl for a wife, but like, this is my friend. We just do what we want to. Like they just look at it differently. So like, that's a part of their culture. And if that's, not speaking for the whole area, but there is a portion of the occupation there that the culture is that, men can be with little boys, and I witnessed it and couldn't do anything about it, even though I wanted to.
That would be enough for me to never want to go back.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. And so when they told me like, hey, don't do anything about it, like, it's a total mental shift.
Yeah.
I
can definitely see that.
Yeah.
God dang. Like, what are we fucking there for?
Yeah. Cool thing. I got, everybody got to schedule 2 weeks of R&R, and mine, I got to schedule for my 21st birthday. So I came home, got to party for 2 weeks for my 21st birthday, and then go right back into the shit.
I bet that was tough.
It was. Yeah. But that was in August. And so, I only had a few more months. And when I got back, bro, I started writing the number down, counting down the days on my hand every day. So, I mean, it quickly just went down every day. Yeah.
Going back to the kid thing, the first one, it's so weird that an occupying force in a country is still there to help.
Mm-hmm.
Like you think about, they look at us like we were an occupying force in their life for almost 20 years, right? Iraq, Afghanistan, we spent almost 20 years there. So a lot of these kids grew up and knew nothing but U.S. military there. If they were born during the conflict, that's literally all they've known. But what that lady that ran out that you actually were able to call a medevac for, what would she have done if that would have just happened? She would just run out and not had anybody to help her because they don't have any emergency services there. Right?
Yeah, I don't know.
They have some form of police that run around and.
Oh, dude, the police would shoot at us.
Yeah,
like
right.
They had their police building. I mean, not far from us, and not me personally or my unit personally, but Camp Slayer, whoever bigwigs were or whatever, had to go have multiple conversations with the police force just right in the vicinity. That like, hey, you can't get on your roof at night and like shoot towards us. Like, you just can't do that. Not like straight at me and you, but like, up in the air towards our camp. Like, you can't do that. We're going to kill you.
Yeah.
There were a couple car bombs. I got lucky one time, a couple times. So there was one time that I just didn't feel like going to tower and talked a buddy into taking my shift. Kid came up and had found a cluster bomb. When those drop, those bunch of little balls like this. Had found it in his backyard and didn't know.
Give it back.
Didn't know what it was and was just kind of like hanging out with it. If it rotates fast enough in a certain amount of rotations, like it's gonna go. And that he came to the tower where I was supposed to be. And so they called EOD out that day. So luckily I missed out on that. And then another time I was supposed to be in a tower again, by fate, whatever. I talked myself into a different tower or being off tower guard at all that day. And a guy drove into the barricade and was trying to click his detonator and it wouldn't go off. So they shot him. Again, I never had to pull the trigger on anybody, never got exploded on. All of my PTSD, going back to that, is from just other mental stuff.
The kid stuff, man, that's real.
Yeah.
That's really real.
Yeah. So that was Baghdad. I came back. Like I said, hated it, didn't want any part of it. Came back. I was in Texas still. And at this point, I was 21 and I was ready to go to college. Right. Fresh out of Baghdad. I'm ready to go to college and party.
Yeah.
I am loaded with cash. I'm 21. I'm able to buy alcohol. I've got my own place at this time. I'm just ready to tear it up. And that was probably one of the dumbest things I've done with my money. So that didn't work out well. Ended up back at a pizza place. Worked there for a few years and then ended up moving to Joplin in like 2008. Yeah. Came up here. My sister was already living here. I originally came up here and went to Ozark Christian College, was there for a year. I was playing soccer and then left there to go be a rapper in Dallas with a bunch of my friends who are still like avid rappers today and tour and things like that. So I got to hang out and do that for a while and got to meet a lot of people, got to perform a lot of places, and then ended up with, starving artist type deal. Man, me and a buddy of mine, we had an apartment, small room that I had, and I didn't have a lot of, space and didn't need a lot of space. So I just threw my small mattress into the closet because it was like a little walk-in closet and, just shut the door. And that was
Your space?
Yeah, my space. Like you could hang out in the room, but like nobody went in the closet except, me and whoever else was invited. But this whole apartment was decked out from furniture that I'd find at the dump where people were throwing away. We had a couch that was a backseat of a third row van. We just had it sitting on cinder blocks. I mean, we were having a great time. We were supporting ourselves off of doing surveys down at the mall in Dallas. So one day I'd go in and do a survey and be a 35-year-old woman taking a survey. The next day I'd go and I'd be me. The next day I'd go and be like a 22-year-old dude from Milwaukee or something like that, just wherever. These people knew us and they were hitting bonuses by getting, X amount of surveys in the mall. So I was tasting like the brand new Pepsi products that were coming out, or like this new chip flavor or something like that. You make $35 a pop off of one, go to a different mall, take, 2 or 3 other surveys, come back the next day, take different surveys. So we were doing stuff like that.
They didn't care because they were making their money.
They were making their money. Yeah. I'd watch movie previews and say, which one made you feel better? Working at Abercrombie & Fitch. So, I mean, really just struggling, hard to get by, but man, we had a great time.
That's some of the best times in life when you think back to like the college years, when you're not making any money, you're dirt poor, and just you and your buddies are doing college age dude shit, Dude, like living on ramen noodles and pizza rolls kind of thing,
And the older we get, the more crap we accumulate, the more stuff we do.
Yeah.
You look back like, man, those times were super simple.
Simple. Yep.
Yeah. I can remember being in Walmart and making life choices in the ramen noodle aisle, looking at a block of cheese and wondering, do I get the block of cheese or do I get a whole nother like 6-pack or 12-pack of ramen? Like, which one is going to be better? This is when you could go to Taco Bell. I was telling my daughter recently, this is when you go to Taco Bell and there was the less than $1 menu. So when I say we were making $35 at the mall, like that's a few days worth of food at Taco Bell, sure. Right? So, I mean, we were making the money and we were doing whatever we had to do. One day I was walking back from the gas station and I found 2 sheets of $20 bills, right? Obviously fakes. And at this time, like I was buying ounces off of a guy and I was selling them to the local people in the apartments and stuff like that. So I took this sheet of 20s home and cut it up, cut the ones that looked the best up, took coffee and like ground them up, tried to make them look old, called up the dealer and was like, hey, I'm going to swing by real quick. I'm going to pick up, a bag. And I get there just handing the money because I'd bought from him a few times, handing the money and just leave. I get a call later from like his boss. He's like, hey, motherfucker. I was like, what's up, man? Motherfucker, you're stealing from me, blah, blah, blah. And like just went off. And I was like, no, that wasn't me. You're the only person who came by with 20s. So talked to him eventually and was like, hey, so my bad. I didn't know. I'll swing by and pay. And like, can I pick up another sack on the way back? We also had taken some to like McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's. After the 3rd place, so like turning us down, saying like, this is fake money. We go back, all the rest of it that I have, I call the police and was like, hey, I found this money on the ground. I'm pretty sure it's fake. Do you guys want to come get it?
Jesus.
So we were having a grand time in Dallas. So I did a lot of partying there. Like I said, I grew up in Texas. And then when I moved to Joplin, like I said, I went to college, then went back to Texas. Eventually, it just got so bad, like struggling-wise, that my dad came and picked me up, went back to Mississippi for a little bit, and then essentially we all moved to Joplin. And that's kind of where I became an adult, like real responsibilities, like can't be a disappointment to my family, to my friends. And, I started working I worked with special needs kids for a long time. And I was still in the process of becoming an adult at that point. And man, that really did something for me. Just as crazy as my brain was, it just allowed me to focus. And, there was one special kid, no pun intended. One kid that really made an impact on my life, and he's a full-blown adult now, but this is him. I won't say his name, but I keep his picture in my wallet just because of how much of an impact he made on my life. And matter of fact,
That's cool.
one of the guys that goes to our gym now works with him as an adult.
Oh, really?
And so like he was talking about his job one day and he was describing this kid. And I was like, bro, I know who that is. He's like, no, you don't. And I was like, yeah. Like, and said his name. He was like, how do you know him? As, I mean, I was working for Turnaround Ranch. And when I've won Murder Thursday, that's who I donate the money to, is Turnaround Ranch, to their cause of special needs and things like that. And not just special needs. They have kids that have real bad family stuff going on. Like they're not by their own means, or sometimes their parents just put them there. Like I've had kids that they were foster parents, would lock them in a closet and feed their kids and then give those kids the scraps, or wouldn't feed them at all. So situations like that. But like being able to be there for those kids did something for me. As chaotic as my brain is, it centered me. And so that kind of started the process of me like really turning into an adult. And then got married in 2010 or 11. I think 11. That lasted for a total of 6 months. And I remember on a different podcast, I believe it was you, said there are no easy divorces.
That was Randy.
Well, I am living proof there are, because I was at work. I was working 3 jobs at the time, all with special needs. I worked at the school with this individual that I showed you guys. I worked at his house with him after school. When I got done with that, I went to a different family's house and worked with their kid. I got a call from my neighbor while I was working those jobs. Hey, you might want to come home. And I was like, what's going on? He said, well, I don't need to let your dog out. Your wife is at home with her mom, and you might just want to come home. So I get home. All of her stuff is gone. Just her stuff, though. She took everything that was hers and left, and that was like, I saw her one more time after that when I got my ring back. And there was really no arguing, fighting, anything like that. It was like, we had one more argument when I asked for the ring back. And then after that, it was easy. Like, she sent the paperwork in the mail. I signed it, sent it back, never paid a penny. Man, that was that.
Easy enough.
Met my current wife. Love saying that. Current wife. I love this lady. Met her in 2012. I was done looking for relationships. I just, Old Sportsman's Park. I used to go there with a friend, and I used to go there a bunch just to watch the soccer games. A lot of people there knew me. I'd just go up to the bar. I'd drink water. I'd stay there for hours and watch the games. I believe the World Cup was playing that year. It was the Euro Cup, because it was the in-between time. So I was watching the Euro Cup. So I go up there and drink water, and ended up there with a friend who had gotten there first with another mutual friend. Not mutual. I didn't know that person, but anyway, they said, hey, like, dibs on the waitress. Okay, well, I'm not into it or what all. And so my wife comes walking up at the time, and I was like, oh, this girl's pretty cute. And they're talking to her and trying to get her number, and they're just begging for her number, right? Well, she eventually says, fine. And then they start pulling out like, oh, do you have a pen? Do you have a pen? Do you have a napkin? And she's like, none of y'all have phones? I said, well, actually, I have a phone. Took down her number, waited a couple days, called her, no response. None. No text messages, no response, nothing. I was like, well, whatever. I show back up to Sportsman. There's another girl that was there I was just friends with. She comes up to me. She's like, dude, I'm sorry I haven't talked to you. Like, my phone broke. And, let's hang out this weekend. Again, just platonic friend. About 30 minutes later, my wife shows up. She comes running up. She's like, hey, I'm so glad you're here. Sorry I haven't talked to you. My phone broke recently. And I was like, hey, whatever. Like, it's cool. Like, if you don't want to talk, I'm fine. No, I swear my phone broke. Well, we've been together ever since. And I made a post not too long ago, find someone who will support all your stupid ideas and just be there. And like, you really can't ask for much more. So, yeah. And she has helped me become an adult. She had 3 kids, took on all of them. And the oldest is mine, like all mine basically. my other two, their dads are highly involved and great relationships with both of them. And the oldest biological dad actually worked for me and was an employee of mine at one point.
Oh, wow.
And we had to work side by side, and I can count on one hand the amount of times that he like hung out with her before she finally told him just fuck off and like don't talk to me anymore. And that was before we got a job together. So.
Jeez.
So I mean that tells you I can be a professional at work, and you know we'll keep it separated.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's tough. Most people can't do that.
yeah, well, it is what it is.
When did you find jiu-jitsu?
2000. So it's a great question. I think I went once at the end of 2018 ish, but I really started in 2019 around June ish. I think it's about the farthest I can go back in my pictures. I was fishing out on a creek, you know, take off as much clothes as possible, get out in the water during those hot summer days. Took a couple pictures and then went home and looked at them and was like, I can't post this. And I can pull those up while we're talking.
I think you showed those to us when we were at the gym. We were talking about weight loss and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I just looked at it and was like, I can't post these. And that's when I knew like I had to make a change. I had to post those pictures and say I was going to make a change, because I'd been telling myself, you know, you walk by a window and you look and you see, like you look at yourself every day in a mirror and you don't see, because it's every day and you see yourself. And sometimes you get those glances out of the side of your eye in a window and you're like, oh, who the hell is that guy?
That has happened to me both directions.
Yeah. Yep. And, you know, now you look great, man. Doing
Appreciate
good.
it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I was 270 or 265 and decided I had to make a change. Guy by the name of Pat Garcia is not in the area anymore, but he was making a bunch of posts on Facebook at the time.
He was a big guy at one point. Is he still a big dude?
Don't know the guy. Never met him. Just saw his post on Facebook. Had a bunch of friends through. I was in a car. I worked at a car dealership. Hated that. Long story short. And was just friends with him on Facebook. Saw his posts and decided, yeah, I'm gonna go show up and do
Didn't
that.
he fight?
I don't know. Don't know a thing about him.
Nothing. Okay.
Other than he was at Joplin Mat Club and wasn't there when I showed up. Like had already moved. But through him posting pictures online is what got me into the gym at Joplin Mat Club. Never met the guy, never rolled with him, never spoke with him outside of a Facebook message or two. And I believe it was to ask him like when classes are. And he was like, I don't know, I'm not there anymore, but I think it's this. I showed up, vividly remember my first real class. Like I said, I think I might've went once in 2018 or something, but in 2019 around June was my first class, and vividly remember the class and my first two rolls. The class David Lopez was teaching an omoplata. And I'm sure by this time you know what that is, right? Yeah, you guys good? Cool.
White belt shit.
Yeah. And so was vividly, he was teaching an omoplata. I was partnered up with Greg. Okay. I didn't know who Greg was. Greg's a purple belt. I knew that was cool. Right. So I'm partnering up with Greg. And the whole time he's gassing me up. I've told the story a bunch. So, the whole time he's gassing me up, he's like, hey, everybody, like, look, he's doing pretty good. Like, are you sure you've never done this? You're kind of natural. You never grappled, never wrestled, nothing. You look kind of strong. Again, in my head, like, I know I'm overweight, but this guy's gassing me up. I feel like I'm doing pretty good. We start our rounds, and for the first 2.5 minutes, he's like, oh, what do I do? So just get past my legs. I don't know if you guys ever tried to get past Greg's guard, but if he doesn't want you to, it's like, it's not happening, especially as a white belt. So for 2.5 minutes, I'm floundering around while he just moves me back and forth with his feet and his knees. In my head, I'm thinking like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know what this is. And then for the next 2.5 minutes, Greg smashes me and gives me an introduction to what pressure passing and what pressure tapping is. And, so that was my relationship kicked off with rolling with Greg. My next one was Aaron Biddle, who is now brown belt over in Neosho. Started off the round and he was laying down in guard. And I was like, bro, I don't know what to do. He said, I don't either. Just keep coming. He was a white belt at the time. And I think he had a stripe or so. But he obviously knew more than me. But that's what I remember from my first class, like vividly. And after that, I was coming a little bit for the fundamentals class because we had fundamentals at the time. And then I found out about this cool stuff called Open Mat and like the advanced classes, and that there was a group chat. And I talked to David. I was like, hey, it's like, is it cool if I come to these other classes? Am I allowed to go to Open Mat? So, oh yeah, that's fine. And I've been hooked ever since, bro.
Really?
Oh yeah. Hook was set right then. Yeah, I paid for the first month. Like I said, I listened to pretty much all the podcasts so far. I've listened to Drew's, and Drew said he paid for his first year. I didn't go that much because I didn't have that much money, but I paid for the first month on like my 4th day, 5th day, something like that.
I think I've told you. I started training at Mat Club in
About the same time, wasn't it?
before
Really?
you were there, and that didn't last. I just didn't really dig it for whatever reason. It just didn't vibe with the place. It was back when Dave was running it.
Yeah.
And Jason was still a brown belt at the time. Jason and Shiloh both were brown belts. And I think Aaron Biddle was a white belt there.
Mm-hmm.
He started, and right around the same time I did. And before that, this is the crazy thing. Before that, I think we talked about this. Do you remember when Mat Club was in Webb City?
Nope. That was before me.
Was it?
So, I mean, you must have been at Mat Club like 4 months before I was, something like that.
There's I couldn't tell you what month it was. Trying to think what the weather was like walking in, but I don't really remember. I'd say fall or spring. I didn't last very long. But before that, it was, I started paying dues there when it was in Webb City.
Yeah.
Yeah, I paid dues for probably 2 years before I ever walked in. I was like, I want to train jiu-jitsu. I knew I did. Like, I had interest in jiu-jitsu from, most people our age, like the early UFC days, made me interested in it, watching Hoist do the things he did. And so I ended up enrolling at Mat Club when it was still in Webb City forever ago.
Yeah.
You know where the taco truck's at in Webb City?
Yeah, I think so.
North of there. I mean, I think it's the building where the Hot Stone Pizza place is. There was a little metal building right there, and it's gone now, obviously. And they've built that little whatever, that little suite for businesses to go in. But
Was it not there like one block to the south where that Krav gym was? Was that not the same building?
yeah, where the Krav gym was
Yeah.
is where Mat Club was.
Yep.
So is that not where the pizza place is?
No, it's just south of there.
Gotcha. But yeah, that's where I started paying dues when it was there. A long time ago.
Yeah.
I would be one of the earlier jiu-jitsu guys in the area if I'd have stuck with it. But I didn't stick with it, so here we are.
Yeah, the only black belts I knew when I started were David and Adam over in Miami.
I think Dave was a brown belt when I started.
Really? Yeah, when I came in, it was already a black belt. Shiloh, Jason, and Eric were all brown belts.
I think David was still a brown belt when I started. I know he was a brown belt. He was a brown or a purple belt when I started paying dues. He definitely wasn't a black belt. And when I actually started going and training, he was either still a brown belt or had just gotten his black belt. Like, just got it. When did he get his black belt? Do you know?
Who?
Dave.
I have no idea. He was already a black belt when I showed up.
Yeah. I want to say it was 17.
I didn't know he had his black belt when he opened the new gym on Main. So
He did have his black belt when he opened that one?
Yeah.
Okay, so then he already had his black belt. Yeah. It's been a long time, and I wasted so many years, like, paying dues and not training and then quitting and not going back. And
Listen, I know it sucks when you think back, like, where would I be now? But, like, you're in the right place at the right time for a reason. So,
oh, no. I mean, yes,
At the right level.
I'm glad I'm there,
yeah.
Now, but I wish I'd have been doing it for the 10 years before that.
Same.
Because you miss, like,
Yeah.
we've talked about it on other shows, but your physical ability and your skill are never in the same place at the same time. Like, your peak of skill is going to be well after your peak of physicality, right?
Yep.
But if the younger you start, obviously, the closer you get to having them in the same place at some point, like a high skill level with high physicality,
If I would have stuck with it when I started before Randy, about the same time as Justin, a year before Ian. Like, and I see where those guys are. I'm like, well, cool. I would have been right there.
Yeah, in your physical prime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
That would take me from like 27, 28 years old to where I am now.
Yeah.
I'd be in it for 10 years, and I would have been a lot younger, and shit wouldn't have been broke. But I am where I am right now, and apparently this is where I'm supposed to be. So it works for me.
Yeah, I want to say it was around June, because then I shortly after after I started, I think I was there for, I don't know, 3 or 4 months, and then I had a play. I was Franklin Hart in 9 to 5 at Joplin Little Theater. I love acting, and I don't do it much because my life only allows so much time, and I do 3 things. That's work, family, and jiu-jitsu. There's a lot of other hobbies that I have that I don't get to spend near as much time on that I'd like to, but I don't want to sacrifice my 3 balls that I juggle right now. But I was gone for like 3 or 4 months and came back, trained for quite a while, and then got like a small injury that had me out for another month or 2. And then got a blue belt, and I signed up for nationals in Tulsa at AGF in end of November in 2020. And it was like 2 weeks before the tournament, I got my blue belt. And like the beginning of class, it was funny. It was a no-gi class. Beginning of class, I was talking to David, and I was like, hey man, like I really want to go over this game plan. I feel like I'm going to be one of the better white belts there. Like, I feel like I can really do good. And he's like, oh, let's just talk about it after class. I didn't think anything of it. You guys remember Zach Lawson?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Zach Lawson was like my rolling buddy, him and Nate. And Zach was there as well. Well, for whatever reason, both of our wives like showed up. My wife was across the street doing theater at the Dream Theater and had gotten done and showed up over there. And I think Zach's wife was just there just because, or his girlfriend or whatever it was at the time, whatever she was. Anyway, it comes time for us to start rolling, and David goes, hey, let's do some guard passing drills, and let me get Matt over here, and let me get Zach over here. And when the round starts, like, I'm thinking it's just going to be guard passing. So like the first few people that come up, like I'm not letting you pass my guard. Like I'm a white belt. I know I'm coming up on blue belt at some point. Right. I had a conversation with Eric about it, and Eric gave me some words of wisdom and said, and I'll give you the same words of wisdom, right? Enjoy your time at white belt because you're closer to blue belt now than you are You're closer to blue belt now than you are to the start of your white belt, and you'll never get that time back. Like once you hit blue belt, you're always going to be, blue belt and up. You'll never be a white belt again. So enjoy the time that you have.
Oh, dude, I tell everybody, like when we have this conversation, like the only thing about the belts or the stripes that really matters to me is like knowing that I'm progressing. I kind of like I don't know how to explain it. Like, I'm really proud of, like, I think white belt will always be my favorite time in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Because I can look back on what I was when I started at jiu-jitsu, which is a fat, sloppy, out of shape, middle-aged, declining piece of shit. That's the way I look at myself. Like, when I think back to who I was when I walked in the doors for the first time. Not capable. And it's not like I'm a world beater now by any means, but I am a far different human being than I was a year and a half ago. A completely different version of myself. I'm proud of it.
You today would whoop the dog snot out of.
I'm sure I would. Like, but it's not all about the jiu-jitsu capabilities. It's like the physical capabilities. I'll show you some pictures of myself when I started and pictures of myself from the other night, like how I've changed physically since I started jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu has led into eating better, lifting weights, losing weight, like all of that stuff so I can do better at jiu-jitsu, Like I'm really proud of being a dumbass white belt.
No, I think you're doing great.
It's fun.
It's also changed, like, not your personality, but like the way you think about things. I see that from like the work that I get to do with you. It's just kind of changed how you interact and like how you do your job on a daily basis. I think maybe giving you like a mental clarity or
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jiu-Jitsu for sure is, man, you hear all the people like on the podcast or the YouTube videos, you know, they talk about how Jiu-Jitsu changes your life or whatever. And I'm like, it's just a fucking martial art. Like,
But it's not.
but it's not. Like
it is, but it's not.
It really does a lot for you, you know, as a person. Yeah. So yeah, when we talk about like wanting to get to the next belt or whatever, I don't fucking care about the belt. Like the belt is just acknowledgement that you're getting better. That's all it is. Yeah. Like if this is something I talked to Trent about. Like some gyms promote based on time. Like I don't want any fucking thing to do with a belt because Walker sucks real bad, but he's been here for 5 years now, and he's still a white belt. He probably deserves his blue belt just because he's, you know, not smart enough to quit.
Yeah.
Like I don't want anything to do with that. Like I'm either going to be blue belt good or I'm not. I'm either going to be purple belt good or I'm not. Someday I'm either going to be black belt good or I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want a belt based on time or pity or anything. Like that's ridiculous. Like that would be embarrassing to me.
I wish everybody had that outlook on it.
But do I want? But so that's why when we have this conversation and somebody says like, I don't remember which episode it was in, but I asked Trent like, do you want to get your black belt?
Those are separate questions.
So you know exactly what I'm talking.
I wanted to bring this up.
That's it to me. Like it's absolutely not a separate question because the belt has zero meaning if you're not good enough to earn that belt. Like it's meaningless. It is literally a piece of cloth. Beyond that,
yeah.
So, yeah, it's absolutely the same question in my mind, but I'm outvoted on that. Like everybody else, most other people say it's two separate questions. It makes no fucking sense to me how it could be. Because what?
That's your journey.
What do you mean?
That's how you see it, and that's how you'll develop. And in time you'll either stay with it, and that'll be your journey, or in time it'll change, and that'll be your journey. Like there's not a wrong answer to it.
To what?
Whether it's one question or two questions.
Just how you see it. Yeah.
And see,
Everybody else disagrees with me.
Well, I also see it like chasing rank at work. So most of us here can get that, right? Mm-hmm. So like I'm never going to be the guy that chases rank at work because I really enjoy my job. And as you talk to people, like, would it be nice to level up and have more responsibility? I mean, or I can just be really good at what I do. I can be a really good detective. I mean, as a white belt, is it like E2, E3? Is it just easy to be the E3 guy that's like really good at your job that people leave the fuck alone?
It's a lot easier to be an E4. Shame out of everything.
Yeah, but I mean, is it good to just be the big fish in the small pond, or be kind of the top of where you are and just be good at it and let people leave you alone? Mm-hmm. That's my version of it. Like I'm cool. I do my thing. I show up, and what's good for me may not. Nobody else there may think is good, but like I got up and I moved today. Did I want to go? No, but it was good for me today.
Can you say the question just so for people that haven't heard that episode or don't know that question?
Do you want to be like get your black belt or be black?
I think I asked you. I don't remember exactly what we were talking about, but the question was, Trent, do you want to get your black belt? And he goes, eh. And then I rephrased it and I said, do you want to be black belt good? And he said, I feel like those are two different questions.
Yeah, those are definitely two different questions. I want to be black belt good and I want to know it. And I don't give a shit if anybody else knows. I don't have to have a piece of cloth around my waist to do that. You could give me a white belt and I could run that every single day and it would not bother me.
How do you know you're black belt good until the people that are the ones that are supposed to make that decision say,
do you, I get when I first
I'm white belt good as shit.
I guess when I first heard the question, I was at work listening to the podcast and I was like, oh, do you want to be a manager or do you want to be a leader?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because a lot of people can be a manager. A lot of shitty managers out there. I would argue there's not a lot of shitty leaders.
Oh, there's a lot of really shitty leaders, but they're not leaders.
Yeah.
They're in leadership positions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually, when you tried to relate it to work, I got to thinking about that. Like, there's people that chase rank, and a lot of those are the people that end up in leadership roles.
Those
who
people
are
that don't fucking need to be there.
managers who couldn't lead baby ducks
yeah.
across a golf course. But the people that chase rank, like, I've never chased rank. I got promoted once to corporal, like, back on the road. And then the other promotions, call them promotions, started to come along. The opportunity to go to detectives came up, and I guess this would kind of be like the way I want my belts to be, right? Like, I don't want a belt just because I like chased it and pestered the coach or, you know, whatever, like however people fucking do it. I wasn't going to test for detectives. Everybody knew I wanted to be a detective, but I just got promoted to corporal. And when the detective opening came up, I was like, man, they just promoted me to corporal. I feel like it would be shitty, like 3 months after they made me a corporal, to be like, I'm dipping out and I'm going to detectives. And so I didn't sign up for that test and stayed up for several days, and I got a phone call. Like, why aren't you testing for detectives? And I was like, oh, I just got promoted to corporal, you know, like,
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's the right thing to do. And they're like, do you want to be a detective? At some point, yeah. Well, then you need to sign up for the detectives test. I just got promoted to corporal. Like, sign up for the detectives test. You know, this was coming from leadership. You know? So that was where they wanted me. They felt like that was the right place for me to be, is my point. Like, someone that I looked up to that was in a leadership position over me was like, this is where you need to be. Not because I was chasing it or trying to force it or whatever. And so
It's kind of how Randy said all his
I was
promotions
just thinking
came.
the same thing.
Right? So Randy's a stand-up guy. We all know that.
Yeah.
But it takes a really good leader to not be challenged by a Randy that's like, man, he's just an all-around good guy, to just acknowledge him and keep pushing him and be like, hey, man, you need to do this. This is yours. Not like in a handout way, but just you deserve this, whether you think you do or not. Here it is.
Yeah.
And so then my position to go to the task force, you know, was kind of the same way. That got brought to me, like, you going to do this? Well, I've always wanted to. Yeah, it's probably time for you to do it, you know?
Yeah.
And then
And keeping you out there.
yeah, and then the next position, you know, the other one that I just took, that got brought to me. You want to do this? That's what I've always wanted to do ever since I found out it was a thing.
Yep.
And so I didn't go begging for any of those or chasing them or anything like that. They just, as I was ready for them, they came to me. I don't want jiu-jitsu to be any different.
Yeah.
Why in the fuck would I want to tie a different, like, that's just embarrassing, like the Moneyberg guy.
Yeah.
That should be that should be absolutely embarrassing. That should
He's
be
not embarrassed
embarrassing.
at all, yeah.
And if the people aren't embarrassed by that, like, listen, he might be great. I don't know. But all indications are that he is probably not. That should be embarrassing. He couldn't go in any room and compete with any black belt, from what it sounds like to me.
No.
Be embarrassing.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he can tie it on his wall and brag to people that that's what he does, but that's about it.
You got to go to sleep at night, like being
Yeah.
a liar like that. That'd be for me as a deer hunter, being like finding a roadkill buck or something like that and taking it and having it mounted and then telling everybody I killed it.
Yeah.
Or a high fence deer.
The gated
Fence
off
deer?
5 acres.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hanging it on my wall and being like, oh, I hunted this big bastard for 3 years before I got him shot.
20 minutes.
Yep. Yeah, they tied him to this tree, and I got to walk up and shoot him.
Instead, I paid $40,000 and shot him off a feed bucket.
Yep.
I heard a story. Who was telling us this? Somebody was talking about elk hunting on a high fence. And no, it wasn't elk. Anyway, some critter that somebody paid a bunch of money to hunt. And it was on a high fence place.
Yeah.
And the guy goes and buys them somewhere, and then he takes them to the pen and turns them loose. I want to say it was like a $30,000 or $40,000 animal or something like that. And the dude gives the opportunity, he offers it to the client to kill it in the trailer. He's like, you can shoot it in the trailer before I ever turn it loose, you know.
Then we go take pictures out in the woods.
Yep. Or I turn it loose and you hunt it, and you know your hunt's booked to be so many days or whatever. But if you don't kill it, then you know the hunt is the same price as if you kill it in the trailer.
Mm.
So you can kill it in the trailer and get your trophy and your pictures, or you can hunt it in a pen, and if you don't kill it in your 3 days or whatever it is, you still owe me the same amount of money. And guys would actually kill it in the trailer.
That's wild.
God. Ugh.
Do you know that when you get your blue belt, you get superpowers? That's
No.
the superpower is that everybody stops taking it easy on you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like that's
You get the superpower of reality check.
yeah. Like I don't. That's the other thing. Like, it's knowing that I'm progressing is exciting, right? If it wasn't, why would anybody be there? But also, like knowing that people take it easy on you, and when you get to blue belt, that kind of stops. Like that's horrifying.
It goes away a little bit.
It's horrifying.
Like I told you, I think it was last week. It's been a long time since I've like had somebody just come up and just shit wreck me and like hurt me in a round.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a random white belt that had something to prove, and I'm like, hey man, you're kind of big. I'm pretty chill. And he just went shit fucking crazy on me. And I'm like, God damn it, this is how my neck gets hurt. This is how everything else gets hurt. But I don't have the privilege of being like, I'm just a little white belt. Leave me alone, please.
See, I know I'm a bigger guy, so like that, kind of going back to what we said earlier, like when I roll with people that are newer, like I try to make sure that I don't hurt people.
Yeah.
Like,
You're a great roll. You're one of my favorite rolls.
Agreed.
Yeah, one of my favorite rolls.
yeah, I wanted to get a roll with I was telling Colton I wanted to get a roll with everybody before we did this, but it just didn't line up.
Yeah.
No. Because I helped teach the kids class, both the young and the older kids.
Tuesday?
Monday through Thursday. So all of our classes start at 5:30. We have the little kids Monday and Wednesday, and we have the bigger kids Tuesday and Thursday. And so I get to the gym about 5 o'clock every day and sweep the floor, get it ready, and help Jason with the kids. And then just roll throughout the night once we get ours going.
I've got to get in and start doing more classes instead of just 2 days a week.
Yeah. Oh, so back to the me getting like put into the kind of the gauntlet, the guard passing. First few people that come up, like I said, I'm a white belt, but I feel like I'm getting ready for blue belt. Eric's talked to me. A couple other people have mentioned it. So the first few people that come around, I'm like, you're not getting past my guard. So I'm going hard, right? White belt hard.
Yeah. You got shit to prove.
Yeah. And then Jason comes along and taps me. So I go to start standing up. David's like, no, sit back down. Well, I don't know what's going on. Maybe one more person. He just wants to see one more person. And then it keeps going, just person after person after person. And I look over at one point and I remember seeing Zach, and he's still on the ground getting beat up too. And then I look over and both of our wives are sitting over there. So in between getting beat up, I'm having this thought like, I'm never letting my wife come to class again. Like, is that what happened? Like both of our women are here and like we're getting punished for it. And eventually like David was the last person to roll and did the the sneaky belt surprise. And so that was cool. But yeah, I just thought like I had made a mistake. And and so that was a fun night. And then like 2 weeks later I had to go do the AGF Nationals in Tulsa at blue belt instead of a white
I feel
belt.
like I was going to win. I was going to wreck shop at white belt.
I did pretty good. Yeah, I got a gold and 2 silvers. I think I should have gotten 2 gold because I got disqualified from somebody else reaping me. The judge at the time like stopped the match because the guy was reaping and then looked at it and called me for reaping. Nathan and Aaron Lewis were up in the stands videotaping. So by the time they got down to where we were, the matches had already finished and gone on. We eventually found the ref like an hour later after we had been given our medals, showed him the video, and he was like, oh, okay, well, let's just go over here and switch it out. Have you guys got your medals yet? And we're like, yeah, we already got them. He's like, can't really, like, I don't even know where this guy is. But he ended up giving me a free pass to the next one I wanted to do. Well, karma kind of came around later in the gi division. I was in the final match with a super game dude. He should have won. At one point, our round got stopped to reset. They never restarted the clock. And so he was up by like 5 points or 6 points. And in the last 6 seconds, I passed guard and got an amount for 7 points and won like at the very last second just by like a couple points. But we had a full minute and a half that got added on to the clock. Had it not been there, then, you know, he would have
lost 5 points.
Yeah. So I was pretty excited. I had a good day. Yeah.
Where does your competitive edge come? Because I mean, I know like I am forever a hobbyist. Like I don't want to compete.
So I've only got so much time, right? I'll turn 42 this year. There's only so much time that I can compete. And ever since a white belt, I've just kind of like just watched competition, and I want to do that. And there's people that I know that compete at black belt and brown belt, you know, that I've only got a short window to get in there and try to compete with them before they're done competing.
Yeah.
And so I just enjoy it, right? Like there's have you competed yet?
No.
This will be your first one. So you can go 100% in the gym and it's still not the same. There's a different feeling when you don't know the person and like it's for a medal. You know, the medal is $2, but it is for a medal, and it's just a different setting, a different feeling. It gets my endorphins all going. I get not the adrenaline dump. I manage my adrenaline dump really well with kind of meditation and stuff. So, but my endorphins, man, I love it. I love competing. But like even the next one that I'm trying to get on, it's just another jiu-jitsu match. It's just another roll, but it still gets me amped up.
Yeah.
I still want to go do it.
That's good. I'm really happy for all the guys that love to compete, and I'll drive to when my buddies start competing, I'll be at every single one. I'll cheer them on. I'll be right there.
Are you doing the one on the October
I don't
3rd?
know if I'm going to or not. I'm kicking it.
Dude,
I'm kicking
there's
competing
a
around.
bunch of us.
He's dropped like 3 weight classes. He should.
You should do October 3rd. If for nothing else, there are so many people from like our surrounding area that are going to be there competing. It's going to be a blast. Just for the environment and the people there, the amount of people that will be cheering you, having a good time, win or lose. Like you'll have a blast.
I'm just not super social like that either, though. So I don't know. We'll see.
Dude, I could throw my fanny pack and a hoodie on, and I could just go cheer for the guys I know between Joplin BJJ and A-Force and just have a good day.
Yeah.
When I go to a tournament, if I'm not competing and I'm there to just have fun with people, I'll walk up and down the line sometimes. And if I see people that don't have a coach, I'll just go sit down in their chair and I'll look over at the other coach and be like, hey, what's your kid's name? Like, cause I don't know any of the people. Like, oh, it's Randy out there. Okay, cool. So my guy's Blake. Blake, look up. Blake. You know, and
That's cool.
Yeah, and I'll start yelling at him.
That's cool.
And I haven't had one person yet be like, hey, don't talk to me when I'm doing that. Like, I've had a bunch of people that have looked up and been like, oh shit, someone's calling my name.
Yeah.
And they look over and they're like, okay, do this. You know, because it's usually a white belt, blue belt.
Which props to them for going there without anything.
Well, maybe they have a coach and they're busy or something like that.
But still, props to them for pushing through it.
Yeah. So I have a great time at tournaments, man. It's a lot of fun.
Dude, I'd 100% pack my bags and go to Vegas with the guys and not compete and just go hang out.
The competitive drive isn't real high with me.
I want to go to Worlds so bad. I don't know if financially I'll be able to do it now, though.
I don't remember what I was going to say. Obviously injuries, like I don't get that worked up about it to go, I guess, at a level harder than we go when we train.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like rolls in training, like that's rolling to me. And the other thing is I didn't get into jiu-jitsu to do jiu-jitsu versus jiu-jitsu.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought jiu-jitsu was an interesting aspect of a fight.
Yeah.
And so that's really all I really care about jiu-jitsu for. And I've had to kind of reframe the way I look at jiu-jitsu to have fun with class, because initially we'd get into it and, it'd be like some different guard, lasso or spider or whatever. And I'd be like, I wouldn't, like, this is silly competition stuff. Like, I didn't have any interest in it, and I would be kind of dismissive of it. And I reframed my thought process on it and was like, it's jiu-jitsu and it's fun.
Yeah.
So just have fun with it. And it's improved my jiu-jitsu experience for sure. But the desire to compete, it just kind of waffles back and forth. Like, I'll sit and think about it. Like today, they were getting on me in the group chat about it. And I was like, I just don't really care that much to compete. And then I was like, I looked it up and I was like, man, there's some guys in, like, there's a Masters 3 level. Like, so they're 45. Like, they're my age. I don't get to roll with guys my age that are also white belts, right? So, like, what's that look like?
So here's where it would benefit you specifically, right? If you go compete and let's say you get on top, right? You're in mount and you feel like you have a good solid mount, and all of a sudden they get a wedge in and they've moved back to half guard, and all of a sudden you're getting swept. When you get back home, because it happened there in that real time, in that environment, it's never going to leave your brain, right? How did that happen? How did I lose control of this mount? What did that person do? And it'll instantly shoot that portion of your game up. And, maybe it's not the cross collar, choke or the lasso or the spider, but in a relevant position, it will increase the knowledge and the ability skill level there in that specific position.
How is that different from getting swept in,
It's way different.
rounds at class?
Because at rounds at class, you're having fun, right? In a tournament, while it should be fun, like I said, you get out there and this $2 medal, this $5 medal that you're competing for when everybody else is around you, and you're rolling against, like me and you roll. You've never met me. You don't know how your jiu-jitsu was actually going to work, because we can get in there and we can roll and we can have a good time. But if we roll all the time, you kind of know what to expect. Like, if you roll with me, I'm going to try and sweep you. And you get out there and you roll with somebody else and you really see where the holes are. And you really get that
I told you that last week. Like, you and I have been, oh God, that's a fucking cramp in my leg. Don't mind me.
Yeah, we've rolled enough that like he and I are
you
familiar
and I
with
have
each other's
rolled
kinda how it's
together
gonna
for
go.
a year and a half.
Right.
And not a knock on you. I am better than I am with you, with everybody else. But you know exactly what I'm going to do, and you have answers for everything that I'm going to do, because I've been shit wrecking you with that for a year and a half. Like, I'm fucking tired of it. So now I got to change my game on you, and it's not fun anymore because I know, well, this is my game. So he's learned it.
And I still can't do anything about it. He's lying.
You can do more about it than you could.
Like, there was Murder Thursday is not nearly as, it can be sometimes as competitive as a real tournament. But there was one time where I got ankle locked, and like that was the end of the final. And then for like the next 2 weeks, everybody I rolled with was trying to ankle lock me. And like, I was like, I'm not getting fucking ankle locked right now. Because I just got ankle locked, and like in my head, I was like, I can't make that same mistake. My most recent pro match, I lost because I got put in CASA. I've had a bunch of people try and put me in CASA since then, and I'm not getting put in CASA. Like, I don't want to get stuck in CASA again.
It's a horrible place to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just, it makes you see things differently see it differently in a different way. Saying it twice, but it just, it's a different experience. And even if you just do it once, like, what's the worst that could happen?
Oh, I'm not worried about it. Like, that's the thing. Like, people talk about it being exciting or getting an adrenaline rush from it or whatever. Like, I don't see that happening.
Do it for the boys, baby.
What do they care? What's anybody genuinely care if I go compete? Like, it doesn't,
Well, because if you win,
give you something else to laugh at me for.
No. If you win, we all get to watch you shine and cheer.
Well, that's fair. I mean, I like seeing all the guys, succeed, even if we're not buddies or whatever.
And I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna coach you. I mean, just like the end rounds, it's it's fun for me to sit on the wall and watch you and get to coach you and be like, hey, don't do this, dumbass. Well, you did it. All right, you're gonna figure it out.
Like AJ just posted that picture of that like giant.
God, that
he
would have
went
been
against,
fun. Yeah.
right. But like, I can't imagine all the people that were there, from the team. They're like, oh yeah, let's go, let's do it. Even if he lost, like it's an experience that we all get to have together.
Yeah,
that you can't be a part of if you're not there.
I'll probably go try it.
Come do it.
Yeah, boy.
Did you see what AJ did?
No.
Dude was 378 pounds.
He pulled him on top of him.
I don't know what happened. I mean, he got beat, but yeah, his match was with some dude that was fucking 400 pounds. Like he was a monster.
Did he just fight up? Because he shouldn't be in the ultra heavies.
Ultra.
He was in the absolute.
Oh.
I did that at this the same national tournament. There was a big dude, and so before all the matches started, like I looked him up on Facebook, so I went over to him, started like chatting him up, trying to get him in a cheery mood. And then when we were rolling, it ended up getting on top of his back and started talking to him. I was like, bro, just let me have your neck. Let's just end this. The ref came over and was, hey, stop talking. It's just having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. You may or may not, but we're here for it either way.
It'll probably happen at some point.
Do it for the boys.
Do it for the boys.
All right, let's take a break from jiu-jitsu because we took a pretty big detour at the very front. Tell us what you're doing now.
What do I do now?
Yeah.
So right now I'm a regional manager for a security company. We work primarily currently in the cannabis industry. So we guard dispensaries, cultivations, processing plants, special events, executive protection, just security overall. It's funny. I don't remember which one or two of you guys, or maybe it was even a partner or something. First time I met you guys over at A-Force, was laughing something. I didn't know that there was, any law enforcement agencies or anything in the building. And I was joking about my job, and I was like, I transport guns, money, and drugs across state lines. And somebody said, yeah, that's our favorite kind of people. And I didn't realize that, who I was talking to. I thought it was a funny joke, but that's kind of what I'd actually do. I don't actually participate in the carrying the drugs across the state lines. But at one point I was running the cash in transit across the lines. I have seen the Missouri is everything has to be seed to sale. But I've seen it in the early beginning stages of Missouri where it did come from out of state. And like, I'm there to protect the people, place, and the property. No monkey see, monkey do, monkey hear,
right.
See no evil, speak no evil. So currently I manage quite a few locations, or not manage locations, but I manage quite a few people at different locations across the center and western side of Missouri, up to the Iowa border, all the way down towards used to be West Plains. It used to be all the way over there. So it was a pretty wide
big AOR.
Area.
Yeah.
But now I manage the back end, so a lot of schedulings, making sure overtime's not going out of control. I go visit the sites once a month, twice a month, build client relationships, and make sure my guards are doing good. I want to make sure that I check on my assistant regional every day, make sure he's doing good, make sure his home work-life balance is good. And in turn, it goes right down the line, and he checks in with our guards every day and make sure that their home work-life balance is going good. And we develop a strong team that way.
What a concept.
Hey, there's managers and there's leaders, baby.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, from the top of our company, it's the owners, VP of operations, me, assistant regional, our guards. So it's not a huge process from top to bottom, and we are very much top to bottom on how we run things.
Culture gets divided up pretty well that way.
Yeah, owners check in on us all the time, and it's not why is this not going the right way? It's, hey, how are you doing? How's your weekend? How's the family? And that goes all the way down.
Kind of feel like you're all in it together.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at least from where I sit. Yeah.
What a concept.
Yeah. It's crazy. This is not the highest paying job I've ever had. This is not it's not the highest paying job I could have, but I'm there because this is some of the best peers and ownership I've ever worked under. And those guys did a lot for me. This is going to kind of take a different turn, and I won't tell the whole story because it's not all mine to tell. But at one point in 2023, my son was basically overnight paralyzed from the rib cage down. He had a cavernoma that kind of ruptured in his spinal cord. They had to go in and do spinal surgery, and we were gone for 3 months. Lived in St. Louis, and the owners paid for the apartment that we lived in for those 3 months, and it was within like 0.98 of a mile, almost 1 mile just underneath of the hospital. So you can imagine the price. It was right there in downtown St. Louis, right off Euclid in the Central West End, in the super fancy neighborhood.
Yeah, Barnes Jewish right there is really nice.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that neighborhood, we were within a mile of that place, and they paid for every penny of the apartment. I paid for the utilities, the electric, I think was already included. No, electric, water I paid for, and the internet was already included. And they did that for 3 months. And they didn't ask any questions really, other than what do you need? They let me continue to work and be the regional. I managed my region from East Missouri. So I'd leave on Monday, and I'd start going to my 26 locations at the time, and I'd get back to St. Louis on Thursday. And that would be 1 week of work. And then the next week I would manage from St. Louis. I'd contact my assistant regionals and my team leads from there. And pretty much at all times it was still, hey, how's the family? How's your son? Things like that. And, have never asked for a penny back from me. They just, want me to do my job and make sure that they are in capable hands, that I'm not out there doing tomfoolery while I'm working, because there's a lot that goes on in the security world, and there's a lot that could happen, and I do my best to make sure that they are represented well.
Well, people quit shitty bosses, right? They don't quit jobs.
Yeah.
They quit shitty culture. Shitty culture creates shitty bosses, because if you got a shitty culture and you hire the wrong people and promote the wrong people, then you got a shitty culture.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like that's not what they have. They've worked hard to protect that.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just who they are, and they've found a way to take who they are and just keep sending it down the chain, which is great.
Yep.
Good for them.
And all of our regional managers are connected pretty much on a daily to weekly basis. Our VP of operations calls us all the time. Same thing. How's your family? How's your work life? How's, anything I can help you with? If you're out of line, he'll jump the ass, and, if not, he'll give you all the praises you deserve. And we run smoothly that way.
You guys a nationwide company or primarily just the Midwest?
We are if you're needing security, Liberty Defense Group. We are in Missouri, Arkansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, and Mississippi. And we also, I believe, have the works going in a few other states that I won't talk about yet because we're not fully there. But anywhere that's coming online with weed, we're trying to get our foot in the door. Yeah.
So is weed still? I had a few buddies that worked out in Colorado that were former law enforcement, former military, because that was really an issue whenever weed was first coming on there. Money couldn't go into banks.
Yeah. So money going into banks, I don't do that part of it. Yeah. I don't understand the whole thing, but I know Visa and MasterCard right now are actively not letting you use your card at the dispensaries. So it's a big cat and mouse game, right? It's right. As everything is with law enforcement. Big cat and mouse game. So from my understanding, again, disclaimer, I do not know. I do security and
Right.
security only. But from my understanding, the dispensaries had set up ATMs inside to where the ATMs were routing money through some other network. So it looked like a debit transaction.
Third-party holdings.
Yeah. And you can use your debit card at the counter, but it would, so like if the bill rang up $36, it would charge you $40 and they would give you the cash back. So it's like a debit card. It's like an ATM transaction, right? Instead of just a cash purchase. They're just keeping the $36 and whatever and giving you product along with your extra $3.
Right.
Visa and MasterCard eventually found out, and now they've shut that off. So I don't know what the industry will come up with the next. And really, it has nothing to do with me. It's not my problem, not my issue. As long as I can make sure people are safe and buying weed, then like that's all I care about.
Well, those guys always ran into issues because they were trying to protect not only product, but then they would have to go transport cash to somebody's house who was holding it. And yeah. That's always a
No, the most cash I've ever had is quite a bit.
Yeah.
Right up to the legal limit that I was, insurance to carry. And there was one time I had a blowout on the highway and never changed the tire faster.
Oh God, I can imagine.
Cause it's it's all in cash. And how do you explain that?
Yeah.
So
What kind of vehicle are you in when that's going on? Is it
just
like a
regular
nondescript rig?
Yeah. Just a regular vehicle.
Nothing that says probably a shitload of money in this rig.
Yeah. And, I'm a safe driver. I drive again, growing up, I did all my hood rat stuff back in the day. I drive the speed limit now. If it says 70, I'll do 76, 77,
Yeah.
I got pulled over one time. The guy was like, cause you're doing 85. And I was like, you can catch me doing 85. I've had it on cruise control since Kansas City and I haven't touched it. Well, your speedometer says 78. I was like, yeah, well, maybe 1 mile over, I clocked you a second time at 79. I said, well, that might make sense, but I definitely wasn't doing 85. Wrote me a ticket for 75, $160.
That's a silly ticket.
That is a silly ticket.
Yeah. Well, and he put it on the ticket, in the notes part that the initial clock was 85, but the speed he wrote me for was 75. And he put that, he told me, I've got it recorded. He told me, he's like, I'm going to put this on here because the judge is going to laugh if it's just 75. I was like, well, whatever you got to do, man. Like, not going to give you a hard time.
Jesus.
If I was 20, I mean, it'd have been a long night.
Yeah.
But
We grow up.
yeah.
Yeah.
But man, very surreal feeling for anybody that hasn't done it. You walk in the bank with like duffel bags and a gun on. Crazy feeling.
Yeah. How do they feel about that? Do you guys wear vests too?
When I was doing it, I was wearing the soft cover, the soft plate underneath. Yeah. And it'd be middle of the summer and I'd have a hoodie on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just trying to hide the
vest.
Hide the armor. Yeah.
Yeah, but still, like, you walk out with bags and they're like this. And you can only hide it so much. You park close to the door, in and out as fast as possible. My mom used to be fucking terrified, bro. Terrified. Really? Yeah. Yeah, it's my mom.
I talked to somebody that did something real similar to what you're doing. He was at a pizza joint in Webb City. He was working at the bar at the pizza joint, and he did security for a dispensary or something.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about dropping money and taking money to the bank and, nondescript vehicle and just kind of haul ass to the bank kind of thing.
Yeah. Drive the speed limit.
Get rid of it as fast as you can.
Yep. Drive the speed limit. Do what you're supposed to do, and you shouldn't have any issues. Everyday normal people, advice, drive the speed limit. You won't get pulled over. Use your turn signal. Have your cars, tagged and registered like you're supposed to, and we'll get pulled over.
But still, if somebody's doing proper interdiction on the highway, somebody's nervous as shit is going to exhibit the same behaviors as someone hauling drugs.
You're gonna find a
and you're
reason.
going to find yourself pulled over to the side of the road, and they're going to ask you questions, and you're going to exhibit holy shit nervous behavior because do you have more than $10,000 in currency in the car? We're like, yes. Cool, let's explain it. If a good interdiction cop is going to see that and put you on the side of the road.
Yeah. So pro tip for all the people doing bad stuff, you turn on music and you just zone out. From me back in the day that used to do a lot of stuff. Like you just turn on music, just zone out and just drive.
Yeah.
Like put the cruise control on. You don't worry about it. I had, younger days, I had plenty of cops get behind me. I just ignored them. You start looking in the mirror, you start tensing up, your shoulders get like this. Nah, bro. You just
Pro tips.
Yeah, pro tips because
pro tips.
I've pulled in behind a lot of people and then they end up crossing that center line because they are staring at those mirrors and stuff. You're like, oh.
What's the dumbest shit you ever did?
I mean, he said he was selling ounces in Texas, so.
Weed.
Oh, yeah.
Also in 2007 when it was really illegal.
Oh yeah, this was. I mean, so
Tell us some good
I'll get to the dumbest thing. So I smoked from the age of 12 all the way up until I got this job, right? And that was in 2021. And this all the way through Baghdad. But that was probably pretty stupid. I was buying hash from a guy named Muhammad. I would trade him DVD, VHS, dual players. And I would trade it to him and get a stick of hash the length of my finger. And I was selling it on base to soldiers. And I had one guy that was going through it in like a day coming back. I was like, bro, I can't keep giving you this. Like my sergeants are wondering why I'm buying 6 DVD VHS players. Like, so I and Muhammad, before I left, wanted me to buy a bunch, and he wanted to take the sole of my boot and cut out the sole of my boot and stick just a big chunk, like a fist sized, in my boot, and was gonna glue it all back together. And that's where I drew the line, right? Like I would take it from him hand to hand because he was there every day. He was selling us watches and all kind of fake Rolexes and shit. But when he wanted to cut my boot apart,
he's gonna clack your ass off with a cell phone.
yeah, exactly. So I was like, "Nah, I'm good." But what's the statute of limitation on things?
That one's probably
probably never. I don't know.
I think you're probably good on that.
Yeah. So I brought back hash from Baghdad through customs back to the United States.
I think you're probably still good on that.
Yeah. So I used to smoke cigarettes. Now I'm a hardcore vape man. But I used to smoke cigarettes. And before I left, I wanted to bring back some hash. Like, how many of my friends ever get to smoke hash straight from Baghdad, right? None of them, except, the ones that got to partake when I got home. Yeah. So I got a stick. I sold the majority of it, and I kept like 2 knuckles worth, balled it all up as best as I could, and put it in cellophane. And coming back through customs, I just stick it in my dip pouch, right, in my mouth. And I was chugging bottles of water. I was so nervous. I'm at a cooler. I've got 2 bottles of water on me. I chug a bottle. I spit it back. I spit the cellophane into the bottle, replace that bottle towards the back, pull out another bottle, drink that one, so that I have an excuse when he's done to get another bottle of water, and I pull out the other empty one with the cellophane. Then we get back to U.S. Customs, and I'm doing similar thing, except I just keep it in my mouth. And eventually we get back to the U.S., and I've got this hash. But that was, long story short. But yeah, like
international drug smuggler.
Yep.
Yeah,
Add that to the resume.
At one point in time. But yeah, so I smoked all the way up until I got this job.
You don't know this yet, but your title is going to be international drug smuggler.
It's a great thumbnail.
It is.
But I quit for 30 days to try and find a job. I was detailing cars at the time, and was like, man, I've either got to start my own business detailing cars, or I've got to find something different. Like I told you guys earlier, I went to college to party, so I didn't have any college experience really. And the only thing I had to fall back on was Baghdad. Like I went to the army was my college, I guess. I'm not going back to school now. And so I started looking for security jobs. Well, the weed industry was just popping, right? It was 2019 when it became legal. I had my my medical card and my grow card at the time, and I started finding these security gigs for the weed. Well, I applied for this one company that was hiring drivers for like $22, $23 an hour, and I delivered pizza for a long time. You know, as a teenager in early 20s, and I was like, I like driving. Like, I got no issues with that. I started applying for it, and I finally got a guy to call me back after like 7 or 8 times of calling and blowing him up. And they're like, yeah, we have a job, but it's over in Ozarks, and it's for like $15. And I said, well, you know, that's not what I applied for. Yeah, we saw on your resume that you're military, but, you know, this is for retired police officers or prior police. And I was like, well, that's fucked up. You guys, you know, at this point in time, smoking day in, day out. I was like, yeah, that's fucked up. You guys are putting people in jail all day long for this bullshit. And now you're going to make money off of it. And I can't apply for it. Like, go fuck yourselves. And that was my first experience with a weed company. Shortly thereafter, I found this company. I applied for it. I had my interview and got the call. They're like, hey, you've got the job. We just got to meet up, get your license and everything. And I was like, I fucking made it. I'm in the industry. Shortly after that, I found out, oh, you can't smoke. Why was I supposed to put that together 2 and 2 that you're in armed security and you can't smoke? I had my medical card.
Yeah.
And, you know, as far as I knew, Missouri made it law where, you know, you couldn't be, they couldn't discriminate if you had medical card. Well, lo and behold, there's a clause in there if you're in a safety sensitive position. You know, they can and will discriminate. So in my head, I was like, all right, I quit 30 days to try and find a job. I'll give it an honest 30 days test. Well, we started off in an empty cultivation, just a shell of a building. We were guarding like construction equipment overnight. And our boss at the time told us like, hey, you just have to be here and stay awake. And it was me and a partner. And I was like, all right, I can do that. And we get there and it's legitimately like feet kicked up. There's no cameras, no electricity, no nothing. We're just there on site, making sure nobody pulls on site, still construction equipment. And at one point I looked over the dude and I was like, what are we doing, bro? And he's like, we're doing security. So this is what security is? Like, yeah. It's like, well, I feel like I'm stealing. He's like, yeah, it's a pretty easy gig. It's like, if you just, you know, just pay attention, like you can do pretty good at this. He had like 10 years of experience, and most of his adult life was already, I may be wrong in that number, but most of his adult life was security. He was an MP in the military. And I've just listened to him. He's a little bit younger than me. I didn't have any ego for it. I was like, you know what you're doing. You've done this for a while. I'll just listen to you. And 30 days turned into 3 months, turned into 5 years now. And it's been great. So, well, I will say, you know, kind of going back to your question earlier before the international drug smuggler part, one time in college, I had weed in my glove box in a Tupperware bowl. I'm high as a kite, driving to a buddy's like concert gig at the college. I pull up to a 4-way stop sign and I start to blow through it. And like half my car is out in the intersection now. And I look over and there's a cop stopped at the right-hand side. So I should have let him go first, much less not run through the stop sign. And I just slam on my brakes, immediately pull off to the side. Like, don't even wait for him to turn on the lights. I just immediately pull over and he comes over. I'm trying to play it cool. Again, I'm high. And I get everything together except for my insurance. Where's my insurance? In the glove box. Yeah. So I reach over, open the glove box, Tupperware falls out into the floorboard. I just completely ignore it, grab my insurance, turn back to him, hand him all my stuff, and just gave him the story. I was like ready to get to this party. I'm literally right in front of the parking lot, and doesn't acknowledge it or anything. Just takes my information, lets me go. Got pulled over a couple times in the early 2000s, 2003, 2004-ish. coming home high from the club, told him I was drinking. I maybe had one drink in the club. So, I mean, there was a little alcohol in my breath. But I was high as a kite. Yeah, I've been drinking a little bit. I'll take your breathalyzer.
Yeah.
Well played.
Yeah.
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 Well played.
Yeah. I mean, now it doesn't really matter too much. There's weed's so much easier to get. And, obviously I don't advocate driving high. Don't do that. That was young and dumb, stupid, disclaimers. But I mean, it is what it is. When I was in the National Guard, at one point I was selling blunts and pizzas at the same time. Like I said, I was working as a delivery driver. I had free reign. I'd go in the morning, cook up 20 pizzas, and I'd just drive around to different businesses. Instead of you having to call in for lunch or whatever, I'd just go and show up and be like, hey, do you want a hot pizza? It's $5. Well, I was also selling blunts, so you get the $10 package. What people would call me, right? Call and say they wanted. Some of my friends. My sergeant at the time at the unit worked for the DEA over in Tyler, Texas, like 45 minutes away. And he called me out in front of the whole unit because I was trying to go active for some reason, go to Germany. So I don't fucking know why, but at the time, that's what I wanted to do. He called me out in front of the whole company, said I couldn't go active because I was trying to avoid prosecution. And I knew what he was talking about. And if I wanted to discuss it, come see him after formation. This is in front of the entire platoon, in front of the whole unit. And like my buddy just leaned up behind me and was like, they caught you, Jack. Fuck. So I go into his office. Obviously I'm trying to play dumb in the beginning. And, and this guy saved my life, right? Saved my professional career. He's like, you want to tell me about it? And obviously, I don't know anything. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do nothing, And like in the movies, dude pulls out a manila envelope with picture.
No shit.
Yeah, dude. My buddy was running a drug house. He was running dope out of the house, running weed out of the house. I don't say dope because dope around here is a lot different.
Dope is different than.
Yeah. Running weed out of the house. We had a trap house going. And so I'd swing by there. I'd pick up an ounce or whatever and just go roll it up and then go to work, sell all the pizza, sell the weed at the same time, make a little money. And so he had a bunch of manila envelopes. And at that point, as soon as he pulled those out, I was like, well, I guess that's it. And what do I do now? And he said, well, I can give you an opportunity. He said, I'm over in Tyler. I have nothing to do with this. He said, my buddies here found out who you were, found out you're in the National Guard, and they sent it to me to have a talk with you first. And I was like, well, that's super fucking cool. I said, well, what do I do? And he said, well, my advice is you stop. He said, you can stop or you can end up in jail. I said, cool, that's enough for me. I said, and he said that, I don't want to hear anything else about you hanging out with those guys. I said, well, you gave me this opportunity. At least let me have the opportunity to go tell them, give them a fair shot too. He said, that's cool. So I went straight to the trap house after that. Told my buddies. One of them immediately got out of the game, like realized the seriousness of it. And then the other one was like, I don't give a fuck. That's not real. And I was arrested like a week later. I was driving by the house doing a pizza route, like a legit pizza route, and saw a shit ton of cars outside. And was like, damn, they got him.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. But I mean, just like in the movies or TV shows, pulled out a manila envelope, picture, boom. I mean, these were the big size pictures, all blown up and shit.
What was your informant number?
I have no idea.
I'm just joking too.
Oh, yeah. I was like,
I was really
I don't know what that
cut
is.
that out.
When he was going through there, I was like, man, I bet they flipped
He
him.
snitched.
Yeah, I bet they flipped
No.
him. But
No, it was just like the house of four of us. Yeah.
but they gave you a shot to go. I mean, you were
Like
all
I said,
probably
he's-
young, dumb kids.
Yeah. And like I was in the military, man. I was in the National Guard. I was doing good. In the military.
Just
and,
being a kid.
And he gave me an opportunity, yeah. Just selling weed. But this was in Texas in 2000, like I said, 2004 was before I deployed. Super illegal.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
mean, you couldn't get pulled over and with any weed on you. You get pulled over with a pipe on you that had weed residue and you're in trouble.
You could pull over with smell. They were pulling out of the car and searching it.
Yeah. Another time, I was riding with a buddy. We were going to the club. The routine was you smoke on the way to the club, smoke half of it, get to the club, drink a bunch, go out and smoke the rest of it, go back in the club, party some more, and then drive home, right? We're smoking on the way there, and he had just cleaned his car, right? Car's nice and clean on the inside, no trash, no nothing, not putting my feet up on shit. Just cleaned his car. We're smoking a blunt, and the cherries pop up behind us. Woo, woo, woo. I have the blunt in my hand, no water, no nothing, and I can't throw it out because he's right behind us. So I just put it in my mouth and start chewing.
Oh, shit.
It is the nastiest taste that I had at the time, and I'm cotton mouthed as a motherfucker. Right, so I'm sitting in the passenger seat, head down, chewing like a cow chewing chud or cud, and it won't go down. It won't go down. I've got no saliva, no water, no nothing, and I'm just fighting for my life trying to swallow this half a blunt. And so he's asking my buddy all the questions, right? Like obviously he smells it. We're just smoking. And my buddy's like, I don't think there's anything in here. And he's asking him a whole bunch of questions, wanting to get out of the car. And then for whatever reason, he's just ignoring me, right? Like, I don't know if my buddy's like so nervous or what's going on, but just ignores me for the longest time. And I finally get it swallowed. And he points the light at me. He's like, hey, what's your name? Starts talking to me, comes around the side, pulls me out. And he's like, where's the weed? And I was like, I don't have it. And then he sees me like doing like this. Open your mouth up. Ashes, blunt wrap, everything in my teeth, bro. And he's like, there it is. And I was like, no. He was, I didn't have anything else on me. There's no evidence. There's no weed in the car. Because I was asking my buddy when he's walking around, I was like, is there fucking weed in here? He's like, no, I just cleaned it. Okay, you swear? Yeah, I just cleaned it. So, I just denied. And then he finally saw it. And he eventually had to let us go. There was no evidence. And he's like, he told my buddy, he's like, you're being truthful. I don't want to see it again. But if I ever pull you over, like it's instant search talking to me. So just another run in where it was, skin of my teeth, luck of the draw, like cat and mouse game, outsmarted them once again.
It all worked out for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool seeing dudes, down the road that were a little ornery back in the day or whatever, and then they just kind of grow up and get their shit together, and
Oh yeah. Now my nephew called me recently, months ago. It's like, hey, Uncle Matt, do you know anything about getting a fake ID? I was like, fuck, you need a fake ID for? Well, I need to, all my friends are going to the club. I said, listen, bro, if you're not old enough to get into the club, there's nothing in there you need.
Yep.
But you know how to get one. No, I'm not helping you. I'm the only responsible one in my family now because my sister and brother-in-law were like, hey, call your uncle. He knows about that stuff.
Grown up a little bit.
Hell no.
Give us a rundown on the executive protection world.
I'm not heavily involved in it. I have not done one. I've seen our company do a couple, but I haven't been involved in it yet. So as much as I would love to tell you about it, I know you have to go through specific training and things like that to get your certifications. They can range anywhere from like $2,500 to like $15,000, depending on how executive protection you want to be. It is something I would like to get into. Eventually, my family would like to move to Florida, and I'd like to do it there. But who knows? I mean, that's not set in stone or something I have to do.
Go get you some heat down in Florida.
Yeah.
What's your time frame on the Florida move?
Nah, not a clue. Nothing set in anything.
Nothing rushed.
No, I've got my brother-in-law and my sister down there. Different brother-in-law and sister. They're down there with their family doing Wake the Wild. So anybody listen, check that out. Their kids are homeschooled, and they have a bunch of homeschool programs for kids that like fucking rock. So going out and doing shark tagging is part of your schooling.
That's really cool.
Going out and wakeboarding is part of your schooling. Like the funds, each child is allotted so much money for a semester, and they've set up programs where parents can put their kids in that program, and it's all paid for by the state.
We're going to lose you and Justin to Florida before it's all said and done.
Yeah.
No, I'm here. I'm going to keep supporting Jason at Joplin BJJ for as long as I can. And, a big reason why I haven't already moved or why the family hasn't already moved is number one, my wife's job. And number two is the jiu-jitsu culture here and the family that I've created here, all the networking and everything. And, we have a strong bond there at Joplin BJJ as much as you guys do at A-Force. And it's going to be something I'll just continue to help grow with him. Like he's the number one dude there, and I fit in where I fit in, somewhere up there. Yeah,
That's the coolest thing about BJJ culture, especially here, Southwest Missouri, the four-state area, is especially you guys, because you guys came out of a transition from another gym and however it came to be.
crazy.
But like, even when you guys were the other gym, you were still just hang out. There wasn't a competition, right?
Yeah.
And now even since you guys are in the new place, it's even more like the brotherly relationship. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I think I could walk in those doors and feel just as home as I do at A-Force.
Oh yeah, dude. Teaching's a little different. Each person that teaches has a different style that they teach. So you definitely see a difference. I enjoy going over there and seeing the different mics teach. I caught the tail end of Ian teaching one time. I was there for Mo teaching one time. Everybody teaches a little different. David taught the way that he did. And if David was still here and still running Mat Club, I'd probably still be there. But I really enjoy the way that Jason teaches and has taken over. And that's been, that was a crazy transition, man. There were a couple things that happened in Mat Club. There's been a couple times where I've reached out to the mics and be like, hey, what's your charge? I'm thinking about possibly switching. And the first time was when we went officially from Mat Club to Gracie Humida. And they said, white and blue gi only. And I'm not a between the lines person. Has maybe figured that out. And I had my tie-dye rash guards were just going. And I just went out and bought this slick black and green gi. And it was like, I wore it. And then the next day we got the message in the group chat. Hey, so we're going to be doing white and blue only. And I was like, fuck this. I didn't sign up to be in the cult.
Yep.
But I stayed. I ended up staying. He said the rash guards were fine. We'd canceled open mats and they turned into team trainings. And if you wanted to come to our team training, you also had to wear white or blue. And there were quite a few people, upper belts, that showed up. They were like, what are they going to do? Kick us out? Like in their black gis. And I was like, hell yeah, go dog. But I stayed respectful. I wore the white and blue, but I would tie-dye my white gis to whatever blue I wanted it to be, and I'd wear blue. They did a seminar one time, and I didn't know it was all white gis, and it was me and one other person that showed up in blue gis. When they took the picture, they put us on the end, and when they posted the picture, they cropped us out.
Really?
Yeah, bro. A room full of white gis, and there were two. All you saw was the inside shoulder of each one of us.
I don't get that.
Yeah, I don't understand it either.
Yeah. Well, I do in a sense. It's like going to a school that has a uniform. They want everybody to look the same. They want it to look a certain way and feel a certain way. And when you walk into a gym like that, it does feel a certain way, right?
Like a cult. Yes, it does.
But somebody coming from that environment may walk into this gym and be like, what is going on with this nonsense?
Yeah.
Look at all these kids in here playing.
I like everybody has their own, you wear whatever fucking gi you want to. Because you look around like you stick around long enough and you kind of develop like a style or a personality or whatever that's kind of reflected in you. Like, I know Ian, look around and see the big Carhartt gi or whatever, like that's Ian. Or I'm always going to be in a black gi. People know that's Walker. Or Colton's got his Hawaiian gi, like everybody just
Beep. Yep, it'll be fine.
Yep, I just said my name.
I got you, bro.
Yep. Yeah, I like that about it though. Like
I love
everybody's
it.
got their style, their personality. Like it just kind of, I don't know.
And it's so weird coming from, I mean, like you were in the military.
Yeah.
Coming from the dress military, and I mean, working in the law enforcement world, like it was the best and the worst time of my life because I never had to think about what I was wearing. I was going to wake up, is it long sleeves or short sleeves today? And that was really it. So that was easy. But then it sucks because I hate to just kind of blend in.
I was rebellious as possible, and within the confines of what I could do and get away with.
And now I'm definitely that way.
It's jiu-jitsu, not the army.
I know, but I'm saying like
that's why I'm like.
I thought of another funny story from the military, from Baghdad specifically.
Let's hear it.
So on top of when the baby thing happened, right? The lady gets burned. I got heavy off into like whatever pills these kids would sell me, like whatever it was, for a very short time. And there's a reason. I'd bought a brand new laptop, fell asleep with it on my chest, and felt like I had a centipede crawling on me at one time, waking up, and like popped up like this and threw my laptop, broke it, went to the PX. I was like, hey, I don't know what's going on with this. Got it replaced. Still wasn't enough to get me in line. Woke up one time, had to go do laundry. Was all barred out on whatever pill they were selling me. It was some type of Vicodin or Xanax or something. I don't even know, man. Like I was just getting pills from the kids. 50 cents a pill. $1 would take you a long way over there. And so I grab my laundry bag. I go down to the laundry bay, which is just right outside of our barracks at the time. Put my laundry in, or I set my laundry down beside the bathroom bay first. So go in to use the bathroom, come back out, and just go back upstairs. So my bag is now just sitting out. A random bag is just sitting beside the bathroom bay, right? I get woken up by somebody, I don't know who the fuck it is, some high-ranking officer yelling at me, asking me, is there fucking Jackson? Yeah, EOD had to come out and go through my bag. Had to come out and go through my bag because it was just an unidentified bag laying there. And I didn't have a story for him. Just, hey, man, I took it down there, forgot it was there, went and peed, and like came back. But I was gonzo, bro.
So they think somebody set a bomb, so they have
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I got duty for that for a week. I would go outside the wire and play with the kids sometimes, just right outside the front gate. I was telling my mom about it back home. My brother is over in Germany, a higher ranking officer at the time, major, captain, one of those at the time. I don't remember. My mom calls him, tells him, he tells his NCO person, calls all the way over to my head NCO person in Baghdad, and comes back down the chain to me. And I ended up with a shit ton of extra duty then, because why is somebody from Germany calling and bitching me out about my soldiers here in Baghdad? So I ate shit for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where did these hand-to-hands happen? Like, would they let people in the base to do
Just through the wall. Like there was a hole in the wall where you couldn't put your hand all the way through, but I mean it was big enough you could pass stuff back and forth. Or I just lower down a bucket.
Hey, do you want some pillow, soldier?
Dude, I'd go.
I
mean,
here's
these kids
$1,
are there.
kid. Give
These
me
kids
some
are there
pills.
every day. We were trusting these. I'd give these kids $5 to go to the bazaar and buy me falafels and eat the food that they brought me instead of eating like the corned beef that they would serve us. I'd give them enough money to go buy me food, the taxi cab there, back, plus buy them some cigarettes. And these are like 8-year-olds.
You didn't get poisoned or nothing?
I didn't. No, I'm still here today.
Wild. Can't imagine.
Yeah. I mean, at the time, like I didn't think anything about, like, these were our friends. These were my friends. This pack of feral kids who would throw rocks at us and get shot at marbles at. Like, these were our friends. They come find me every day. I could be half a mile away on a different tower and they'd come find me. And when it wasn't our work day or our work week, like they'd go find one of the other guys on the other shift. Yeah.
And you're off work, you like go play soccer with them and stuff, or?
No, I showed them how to do bunny hops on a bike, and then like we did a little like fake boxing or something like that. I mean, literally, I'd open up the gate enough for me to walk out and just be in like a space no bigger than this area that we're in currently. Not that portion. Like, so I wouldn't go very far, but it was enough that my mom was terrified and called my brother, who then got a hold of me over in Baghdad and had my ass chewed. So I told him I got demoted and got like a month's worth of work, extra duty. I didn't, but he had to live with that for a while.
It sounds like, I don't know, you hear different versions of deployment stories, and some stories of some really chaotic, horrendous deployments, and then yours sounds like there was some fun in it too.
There definitely was, yeah. I mean, you have to make fun out of something.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm sure you guys have a darker side of humor just because you have to make fun of some things that you see.
No, not us.
Definitely
Totally
not.
us.
Yeah.
No, we don't see bad in our job at all.
Yeah.
No.
Like you have to find the joy somewhere in it and get yourself through the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, those are,
dude, you've had a crazy life. You have lived so many different pieces of your life.
Yeah.
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 This has been a blast. I'm continuing to now, like I said, I do work, I do family, and I do jiu-jitsu. Those are my three things I do, and those are what I focus on.
But I think that's what makes you relatable. Like, you can talk to anybody. You see you at the gym, you can go talk to anybody. I think that's probably what makes you relatable, is you've done so much, experienced so much. Your life, you just have a collection of stories and ideas and everything you've picked up across the board, so it makes you relatable to everybody.
Well, much like now, when I was a kid, I was not popular, and I was never in an it crowd or a clique. I was more of a chameleon and had to blend in so that I didn't get picked on. So I just developed that skill set through life. I'm great at talking to people, so I'm very client forward facing and at work. So if somebody needs to go meet a client for the first time or go do a pop-up event, like I'll be one of the ones there because I can speak to people and meet them wherever they're at. But it's definitely a skill set that I had to develop over life, and for reasons, right? Like through some of the shenanigans that I did, like you couldn't just be, one person. You had to fit into the mold of what was needed at the time, whether it be, hey, I'm giving fake 20s to a drug dealer, or, I just don't want to get picked on for the day, so I got to fit into this crowd, or go hang out with the nerds, or, which I am very much a nerd, or try to fit in with the jocks, or try to fit in with the theater people, and just, didn't have a lot of, like you see these friend groups that have been friends forever, like I moved from Mississippi when I was 13. So like I left a bunch of friends there. I got to Texas at freshman year with a bunch of people that are already friends, right? So how do I fit in here? And then moved away there as, an early 20-year-old. How do I fit in here after college in Baghdad and all this shit? So like, I don't know. I've just tried to, develop that skill and be authentically me and not be sorry for it, and just try to, everybody's got something going on. So I try not to judge people too harshly, and try to meet people where they're at.
I mean, I think it's created like your persona is one, like, I mean, you talked about not being popular or whatever, but as far as what I see, like in the jiu-jitsu community, like you're popular with everybody, you're liked by everybody, and you don't fit in with any one specific group, you fit in with everybody. Like, I mean, you're just like the whole chameleon thing, like there's nobody that you're not welcoming towards. I don't think there's anybody that's uncomfortable around you.
I try to help grow the jiu-jitsu community in our area and the culture in our
Now,
area.
you're a great ambassador for it.
I try to be.
And I also, though, like, you know, like your perspectives on leadership and such, like you're hearing about your life and your military time and now how you handle, you know, being an ambassador for jiu-jitsu and a leader within your job. I guess your life makes sense how it's blended you into being that person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, within jiu-jitsu, I try to remember where I was and how, you know, the tough times that I had in jiu-jitsu. Like Greg's made me cry before at jiu-jitsu. Like I've left the gym like in not in like bawling, but in tears, just from how I got the crap beat out of me. And not thinking like, oh, I'm not good at this, but just, you know, being a white belt punching dummy. And I try not to do that. But then I also find the fun in it sometimes where like I sent Greg a message one time. I was like, hey, I remember when you were purple belt and you were just doing this over and over and over and it was funny. And I was like, and I get it.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes you're trying to, you know, if I'm trying to teach you that sweep, right? Like, and I just kept sweeping you over and over and over. And I'm like, hey, stop putting your foot there. Stop putting your knee there. And you just kept doing it. So I'll just keep sweeping you, right? Greg's a very heavy pressure passer and pressure, you know, person and on top. And that's what he would do to me. Like I just kept giving him the underhooks and he just kept taking them over and over. I didn't even know what underhooks were. I just knew I wasn't going to let Greg have it. Right.
Yeah.
And kind of that's how he taught. But like, I don't want to make anybody cry when they leave jiu-jitsu. I don't want to make anybody hurt, or hurt anybody. And I want everybody to have as much fun as I do. And jiu-jitsu brings me peace, man. Like my brain goes crazy. If I don't have jiu-jitsu, I go to some bad places. And, like the jiu-jitsu has done more for me to help with PTSD than anything else I've ever done. Just the fellowship, the camaraderie, the physicality of it. I mean, it's like you said earlier, it helped me get in shape. It forces you to get in shape, like to a point, and made me feel better about myself, gave me more confidence, and just allowed me to kind of flourish. So, I mean, I found something that I'm good at in certain aspects, and, you know, and I am not above learning from anybody. Like I just had Cam sit down the other day and walk through a toe hold. So shout out to Cam on that. I mean, Drew gave me a good refresher on an arm bar from his, you know, closed guard crunching.
He doesn't know how to do those.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, so I'm all about learning from anybody, and I'm all about teaching, you know, to a fault. You know, we get done with something and I'm like, hey, let me show you this. Let me show you this. I think this will help, you know, and you may not want to hear it. You may be done with it, but to a fault, I want to help grow it and help people get better faster.
Dude, you absolutely shit wrecked me for about 5 minutes of a 6-minute round. And then you're like, hey, I'm going to take these next 2 rounds, not roll with anybody. I'm going to teach you spider guard.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, it's completely changed. Now, I tried on no-gi weeks too. And I'm like, ooh, this is really rough. But
it's a little different, yeah.
But you took the time with me because I've always been I don't know, like my guard is not. It's the weakest part of my game for sure. So I pretty much just give up. I'm like, hey, you know what? You're going to get past my guard anyway, so go ahead and do that, and I'll fight you from the bottom, and I'll get on top, and I will make you regret your decisions. That's really my goal. But if I can develop some sort of a guard, spider being part of it, now, man, that helps me so much. That has upped my game drastically. Just you took 12 minutes of your day that you didn't have to show me that it works.
Yeah.
Yeah,
get your grips, put your feet in the biceps, and
100%.
push-pull.
Yeah, it works on everybody but Carlos.
Dude.
Fuck.
I go roll with Carlos no-gi after I've done all my gi rounds, specifically because I know this is not a winning situation. This is a survival situation, and I try to go as long as possible, and he just lets me have it.
A freak.
Yeah. And for people that don't know, I am a brown belt in jiu-jitsu and Carlos is a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. And I'll say it again. I roll with Carlos to not try to win, but to survive, because Carlos just will wreck me at the end of the day when we're all exhausted and he doesn't have a gi. You put him in a gi and I've got a much better chance. I'm also turning 42 this year, and I train 7 days a week, every day, and roll every day.
Literally every day.
Well, yeah. And Fridays, sometimes I'll do twice, 2 days.
I got to stop being such a pussy. I say it on
Yeah, I know.
multiple
We've
shows,
talked
like,
about this before. But
2 days a week. Like
it's just
good.
being smart with my rolls. So I can't go hard every day. And if I do the 2-a-day on Friday, by Sunday, I'm taking it easy and open mat. I'm still getting as many as I can. Monday and Tuesday, I don't drink my pre-workout, and I just try to, again, just survive. I'm not trying to go hard, but I amp it back up by Thursday. I'm back on pre-workout, which I do pretty much before every class. For those that didn't know, I drink Bucked Up, their Extreme Cherry or whatever it is. I love it. But I'll drink that before every class to make sure I get in some good rounds and can keep going. But then I'll give myself a break every now and then. But yeah, I train every day, but I train smart every day.
Okay, here's a stupid white belt question. When you say you don't go hard every day, I feel like every round for a white belt is going hard.
Dude, you've gotten better at that. We just talked about that last week.
Yeah, but it's like,
Right, it is. It is.
I think I'm getting
because-
better at getting into like safer positions so I don't have to go as hard. But there's really not any easy rounds for me unless it's like a truly like unskilled, like, I mean, I'm unskilled. So an easy round for me is like a brand new guy. You know, I don't have easy rounds. Like every round is pretty hard.
I can
No,
do.
but so like an easy round for you would be coming and getting me and being like, hey, can we get a round? Like it doesn't have to be a new person.
Mm-hmm.
You can get somebody like me who's not going to bulldog you, but is still not going to let you have anything. Or I might let you have something, but I'm not going to let you finish it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Or maybe I let you get all the way to the finish and then let you finish. And then we start over. I've been tapped by pretty much every single white belt in the area that I've rolled with at one point in time or another, you know, that are currently white belts now, and I'm a brown belt now, because it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Like what matters is that I'm in there moving and going through the positions and what would I do in this spot. And maybe I do know the defense for it and I just don't do it. Right. Like I don't do it on purpose and let you get deeper. And Corey like hurt my ankle. Well, let me rephrase this. Corey did an ankle lock, right? And I let it go too long. Corey was applying the correct pressure and with correct technique, and I let it go too long. And it was like if you take chewed up bubble gum or clay and you start pulling it apart, it gets to that point where it just starts getting stringy and stretching. That's what I felt my tendons do. So it didn't snap or pop, but I felt it go and like stretch. And, you know, when it first happened, my verbiage was Corey ripped my ankle, but Corey didn't rip my ankle. I let my ankle get injured. Cause you know, Corey got to an ankle lock and I didn't tap soon enough. I let it, and it wasn't even ego. Like it wasn't me saying, oh, he doesn't have it. I knew he had it. And I wanted to see how long like it would go before it like actually hurt. And it went just a little too long, and that's fine. Like I don't blame Corey, and Corey's a white belt. He tapped me out. Right. AJ has tapped me. Kozad's tapped me. I mean, they've all tapped me, and it doesn't matter. And, you know, so for maybe an easy round is just picking out somebody that you know is not going to beat you up, but will also not just give you something, because that's going to allow you to work the position better. So if I put you in side control and I have the far side underhook, if I just hold you there, but I don't advance the position, eventually the brain is going to click in and you're going to get the underhook, right? And then you're going to be able to come up because it's going to create the space. And it might have been hard getting there, but you're not going, you know, 90 to nothing. You know, it's not going to be a hard roll. You might be stuck in bottom side for 3 minutes before you figured it out, but it's not a hard roll per se. You know, I'm not going to go knee on belly or knee on neck or like try to break your arm.
I will say, like, you're always a good roll, but Drew is probably one of my favorite easy roll. I know I jokingly say, Colton, come here, I need a easy roll, but like Drew is probably one of my best because all I do is I sit there and I'm like, hey, I'm going to start in your guard today. He's like, okay. I said, you're not going to.
Okay.
I'm like, you're not going to armbar me. He said, okay. And like, I don't care if he chokes me. I don't care anything else. He's not going to armbar me because I know that's what he's going to do. So all my entire 6 minutes is make sure I keep my arms in control. That's an easy round for me. I don't spend a whole lot of energy. I'm just playing defense and trying to keep my arms in really close.
Yeah. There's some rolls I'll get after it. Like if if I'm really wanting to go, like I'll pick, like I'll roll a hard roll with Ermin and then I'll go find a white belt to roll with. Right? I'll get my rest round with a round, right? Or I'll get my rest with a round and then I'll go find Carlos. And then I'll find, another white belt. And then I'll go find Nathan. And then maybe I'll get 2 or 3 hard rolls in a row. But like, you just don't stop is the thing. Like you just keep going and you find the rhythm. You find how much energy is worth expending. Because if you tap, you just restart. Mm-hmm. You get too tired, somebody advances, they get an arm bar. Like you just restart.
There's just a shit ton of pressure and you're really tired. You just tap.
Yeah. Be like, bro, I just can't take it. Let's start over.
That's the beauty of how jiu-jitsu gets trained, though, compared to like boxing or something like that, where
you end up with CTE.
Yeah. Like you get knocked out and you're done for weeks potentially while you recover from that. You can't train anymore, and you can, lose 20 times in a night in jiu-jitsu and just start over.
One, seeing the thing for you. Another reason why they're all hard rolls. As a white belt, you kind of put this on a different podcast. You're learning the letters of the ABCs of the, how language works. You're getting to the point now where all the words are there, right? All the letters are there. You know what an omoplata is. You know what a triangle is. You know what an armbar is. You know what they all look like. You know what half guard is. You know what mount is. You know what side control is. All the words.
You're assuming an awful lot here.
No, but you know what those mean.
Right.
Right. And so as you get into the next level is, what do I do when I get there? Right. So if you're in side control, you've got to or you're in bottom side, you've got to get your frames in and you've got to try to make space. And so as you progress through the belts, like that knowledge is just there. And so you're not going for things that don't matter, right? Like if I'm trying to get out of mount, I'm not going to push on, if I'm on my left side, right? And then I'm trying to do the elbow knee escape, I'm not going to push on his right side because that's not going to do anything, right? I'm not going to do extra steps when I know there's, it's a 4-step escape or whatever number it is, right? Like I'm going to try to do the least amount possible. But as a white belt, you don't know all that yet. Like you don't know where those pieces fit. And just as you progress, you start seeing little improvements here and little improvements there in the rounds. Then you can start dictating the intensity of the round, or you find other people that are going to roll at the same intensity as you.
It seems like rolling is, in the last few months, kind of calmed down a little bit. It just doesn't. It might be because I've lost a lot of weight and I can move a lot better, but it just doesn't seem like it kills me like it used to.
Yeah. And that's how it is. Like if you're a new person listening and you want to start jiu-jitsu, the first time you go, if you're not athletic or if you are athletic but have never grappled, good luck on your first roll. Good luck lasting that full 6 minutes.
My favorite when people go puke.
Yeah, most people are going to last about a minute to 2 minutes, and they're going to be like, I need a second, right? But if you keep coming back, that 2 minutes turns into a full round. And you're like, hey, I did a full round. I need a break. And that's cool. maybe you take a break and you come back the next round. And then eventually, like maybe a week later, you're rolling 2 rounds and then 3 rounds. And then suddenly you did the whole 30 minutes after class. And then you're like, hey, what's this open mat stuff? You guys roll for an hour? Oh, you guys sometimes you roll for 2 hours? How? Well, you don't know until you keep coming. Like, and you won't be able to do it until you do it. I went and started lifting weights with my son recently. When I was in the military, I was bench pressing 315. I would warm up with 225. I'd do my warm up rounds at 225. I went just recently, a week or so, 2 weeks ago, something like that, and I warmed up on the bench with the bar and a 10 on each side.
Hell yeah.
And I didn't feel bad about it. I didn't care who was in there looking, because I can't. It'd be like a new person walking into jiu-jitsu and trying to roll the whole night.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. I can't put 45s on either side, do 135, much less the 225 that I used to do. So I started with the 10s on each side. What's that, 65 pounds? I did 3 reps of 65 pounds and my chest hurt.
No way.
Yeah, bro.
I've rolled with you. Like, you're stronger than that.
It's different. It's a different muscle group. It's not a different muscle group, but it's a different action.
Application.
Yeah, it's a different application. Like, yeah, I'm grip strong. If I get my grips, like, good luck getting those back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're either going to let me keep them, or you're going to do an explosive movement and my fingers are like, I'll just let go before my fingers get hurt. But if I want to keep it, and you're not like black belt level at breaking grips, like, good luck having your grips back or getting my grips away. But like bench pressing, I did those 3 sets, and then I went to, but to my credit, I did a normal set of 10, and then I did a decompression set where it was slow coming down, explosive up. And then the 3rd set I did coming down normal and slow going up. So I tried to really work different portions and different applications of the bench. And then I did the incline, and I put 25s on there. I was already a little bit warmed up. I did 3 sets of 25, just normal, or 3 sets of 10 with 25s on the side, normal. And then I did some machine. I don't even know what it was, but I didn't go hard. And then I went and did the row machine. Knocked out 1,000 kilometers pretty quick. Yeah.
It's that fighting cardio.
Yeah. Cause that's jiu-jitsu stuff. You know, when you're pulling like that, that's jiu-jitsu stuff. Like, so I'm real confident there, but putting weights on there, I've got no need to try to like hurt myself or to try to go fast and move up weight or impress anybody. Because the beauty of jiu-jitsu is I've never seen any of those motherfuckers in any of the gyms. And like, those weights aren't going to help you if you have a problem with me lifting 10 pounds on each side.
Yeah.
I'm working on getting stronger, but not specifically because of jiu-jitsu.
Oh, bro, I'd love to. I'd love to have, Carlos athleticism with the technique that I have now. And like, I'm constantly, for everybody listening, I'm not excellent at jiu-jitsu. I'm way better than I was when I started, and I'm constantly growing to improve it. So there are plenty of people out there that are better than me at jiu-jitsu, plenty of people that are just as good, and plenty of other people that I'm helping to get better. So
why do you do that?
What do I do? What?
Why do you focus so much on help?
I love it, man. I love to help people.
I think that kind of falls like when you're in the military, whether you want to believe that you were over there trying to help people, right? Yeah. People don't just sign up for the military for whatever. You don't teach kids class. You don't work with special needs kids. You're not everybody in jiu-jitsu is the way that you are, that is willing to give time and help and teach.
Yeah.
So I know that may not be like the grind and the thing that you always do, but like that seems to me, whenever I know you, the biggest part of your heart is that you always want to help people.
I do, man. I love giving back, and I love helping out, and I don't know. really. I see something that works for me, and I see other people that are using like a specific position, like when you were on bottom and grabbed hold of the spider, and I saw that you were trying to do spider. And if I can give you a little bit of what I know from spider, because I'm no spider expert, I'm no lasso expert either, but I love to play it. And I've been trying to work and get better at my spider. And if I can help you get better, or if I can show you what I'm doing, right, and show you why it works, then the next time I try to do it, you might have an answer for it, right? So if now you have an answer for it, I have to get better. So a lot of it is, what's the word I'm looking for? Is selfish. I'm helping you because I'm selfish, right? I want you to get better so that it makes me better. You know, so selfish in a roundabout way.
I think you being like, I mean, you know this from teaching, you know, all the DT stuff that you teach at work. Like, you get better at jiu-jitsu when you teach jiu-jitsu.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
like true of anything, you know. I get better at hunting when I teach somebody about hunting, or archery, or shooting in general, or, you know, whatever it is. Like, when you can teach it, you improve at it yourself.
I've been drawn to teaching jiu-jitsu for a while. I mean, I was when I was a blue belt, there were no 6 a.m. classes at Joplin Mat Club. And so I talked to David and I was like, hey man, like, I can't come to the night classes. This is when I started my job and started doing overnights. I said, hey man, I can't come to the night classes. Like, can I start doing some morning classes? And he's like, yeah, if you can get a group of guys. And we did. And I was, you know, quote unquote, the teacher, as, you know, a freshly promoted blue belt. And he was, you know, I was like, what do I teach? He's like, just teach what you know. Like, and if you don't know it, don't try to teach it, and don't tell people you do know it, and teach some bullshit. Like, and that's kind of how it is. So like, if I show you something, like, unless I specifically say like, hey, this is something, like, I don't know if this is going to work or not, like, let's try it. But if I show you something, it's because it works, or because it's worked for me, or I've seen it work for other people. And, you know, I love that, man. I love being able to give those instructions and seeing the light bulb click, or helping people. Like, I do private lessons sometimes, and I've watched one of our white belts. I won't name his name, but we've got white belts that are coming up on blue belts, right? And I've watched him go from not being able to get out of side control to like just not being stuck in side control, just coming up on top and being a hassle and a problem. And that's fun, man. When as you continue to progress, right, you will get better. The more you come, you'll get better. And there's something I say to every white belt when they first start. You know, you see how they are, and then it happens about 3-4 months later, 5 months, 6 months. They're not brand new anymore, and they know like how it's supposed to happen. Like, they know how jiu-jitsu, a roll, is supposed to go. And all of a sudden they're doing jiu-jitsu. And I always say this, like, hey, when did you start doing jiu-jitsu? And I don't mean when you started, like, right, when did you actually just, like, yesterday you weren't
start clicking with you.
Yeah. Yesterday you weren't rolling like this. When did you start doing jiu-jitsu?
Mm-hmm.
And
I
I've said
haven't had
that
that experience yet. It's still a backyard wrestle fuck every time I roll.
No.
Dude, we could sit here.
I could sit here all night and talk
100%,
jiu-jitsu.
absolutely. Matt Jackson, why do
Yes.
you show up and grind every single day?
I do this because it gives me structure. I do this for any vets that are listening. I said it earlier. This is the biggest thing that has helped me with PTSD and helped me to get over a lot of internal struggles that I've dealt with. Jiu-jitsu has taught me how to handle new problems that show up in life. It's taught me how to approach a new interest that I might have, and it's taught me that if you just keep going, if you just keep showing up and putting in the effort and putting in honest effort, you will see results. And that's the why for me.
Just work hard and shut up.
Yeah. Or be loud. Be loud and wrong, but expect the punishment that comes with it.
I like it. Just keep showing up. And I mean, it's not a time belt. It's not anything else, but if you put honest work behind it.
I've enjoyed the shit out of it because it's been a real jiu-jitsu heavy talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
And I wanted to come in and talk jiu-jitsu too. Like we got into all
We got to hear all the other life stuff too.
Yeah, I know.
We can come back and talk jiu-jitsu anytime.
100%.
We can do it
I
again.
love it, yeah.
In like 7 years when we finally get our blue belts. We can come here for that if we're all still alive.
Yeah. I've had a couple other people comment on, I'm a big, like I said earlier, big nerd, big board gamer. Some of that kind of plays into jiu-jitsu. I brought this game over. It's called Onitama. It is an asymmetrical style chess game that I think kind of plays into jiu-jitsu. It's very much, jiu-jitsu in general is a very asymmetric sport that can sometimes be symmetrical. So if we're both guard players, we may both play spider guard, and that's the same way that we play, but somebody's got to be on top, somebody's got to be on bottom. You can't both play spider. And
yeah, Colton, somebody's got to be on top, somebody's got to be on bottom.
Hey, I'm the best power bottom you've ever met, so I know my place.
Yeah, and so I feel like that kind of plays into my jiu-jitsu. Is like I love looking at puzzles and figuring things out, and jiu-jitsu is a big puzzle. There's a million pieces and they all fit differently depending on how you turn them. And I love doing it, man. I love doing that puzzle every day.
Well, give these guys another 6 months. We'll have you back on after their first competition. We'll see how that goes.
Love it, man. October 3rd. Do that one.
Man, that's getting into the heart of deer season.
Dude, it's one day.
Could be the day.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, don't get him started on deer season.
It could be the day you sit out there and don't see jack.
Or it could be the day that I kill a 200-incher.
Yeah, so could the second.
No.
That's a Friday. It's good luck on Friday.
We'll figure it out.
Anything you want to leave with?
I've got a new rash guard set coming out. TDRG is tie-dye rash guards. I'll only make 25 per set. I've got this time it is a long sleeve shirt with a short. So shorts, it's a full kit this time. I do still have some previous rash guards that I have. And as soon as this one gets all filled up on the pre-orders, we'll be getting those placed into production and working on the next design. I'm working on getting into a super fight over in Bolivar. But if there's any brown belts or black belts that are at the age 40 to 45 that want to get down, let's do it. Weight limit is, I don't know, I'll be around 210 by then, so 210, 260, somewhere in there. Let's run it, and that's about it.
Hell yeah, man. Well, anybody else got anything?
I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the jiu-jitsu heavy conversation.
Same.
Yeah. I think we haven't gotten away from talking jiu-jitsu in the other episodes, but a little less jiu-jitsu.
Mm-hmm.
This one was super jiu-jitsu heavy, and
That's all I do.
Dude,
Work, family, and jiu-jitsu.
I've missed the gym so much, I feel like, lately. So
Yeah.
You guys got to
Let's
come
do
over and
something
visit
anyway.
Open Mat Friday nights. Or just take a night and just come over to class on Tuesdays. Tuesdays, no-gi. You guys, when do you train? Tuesdays, Wednesdays?
Tuesdays, Wednesdays.
Come on Wednesdays when it's gi.
Yeah, I ain't coming on no-gi night.
I'll
that's
come on
for
no-gi
sure.
night.
Yeah.
I like no-gi.
I love jiu-jitsu. No-gi is my least favorite part.
Yeah, I don't.
I enjoy no-gi, but I'm a true gi fan at heart.
We'll come over one night. Make a plan to come drop in.
Yeah, I'm game for it.
Buddy, thanks for coming and doing this.
Yeah.
Carving time out on a weekday and make this happen.
Love it.
We
It was
appreciate
exciting.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
It was a good time.